The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
I've been flipping pages since I could remember. That told me I had to be within the lines of 2 degrees and 9 to 5 and
how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream, boyos. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful afternoon. Hopefully you guys are all having a wonderful day. I'm just setting up the video for the 5 p.m. in case you want to check it out, the balance showed. Also, I gotta fuck with the webcam real quick. Anyway, boys, we got ourselves more 5V5 1v1 duels for today. This time we are doing NA duels as per usual. And hopefully we'll have some. Dude, I really like the EU duels. I thought there was enough variety and just about everybody in the mother got to play, and that was so much fun. I'm hoping NA brings their A game today, man. Dude, NA, you guys, you got some competition. Hey, we got to catch up on some 5v5 1v1 duels as well over on the NA. How's it guys doing? Hope you guys are all having a good one. We got ourselves what? We got ourselves Husky, Werther, Sneak, Andy. I do, my man. Hope you're having a good one. P-Blood, you know, group up and running. That's awesome. Tina, Seavark, VQ, Lucas, Jordan, and Aragorn. My man, how you doing, dude? Is it us? It is us. It is me. And it is you.
We got a bunch of
It's a beautiful day already.
Oh my. Woo, baby,
Woo,
are you kidding me?
Goddamn! Who's that? Who just sponsored? Oh my god, Ivan, my man.
That's
Yo,
how we
can we
do
get a
it.
hashtag
That is
Ivan
how
in
you
chat
do it.
showing our appreciation? Ivan Sosa, my man. Thank you so much for.
Since I could remember, that told me
Thank you so much for becoming a member on this YouTube channel. How you doing, my boy? I hope you're having a good one. Ivan, make sure to link your Discord together with your YouTube account so you may be able to join the rows of the YouTube sponsors. It used to be called sponsors, now it's YouTube members. I should change it to YouTube members on Discord. But link your set, man, my dude. I'll be able to see you on there. You're more than welcome to hit me up. Links to Discord, by the way, down in the description. We've had it forever. You guys are more than welcome to hang out there anytime, boys. Anyway, let me get the game up and running, yeah? Let me get the game up and running. And then I'll also go get a soda real quick right before we start the stream. Like, really get it going. And then we'll get some duels going, too. And right after those, I believe I'm also doing more keys. So, dude, it's just been like keys, hard grind for keys as of this last week and this week. Holy shit, dude. It's been a while since I really grinded on some keys, man. But this week might be a tough week. Alrighty, you guys know what to do. Get yourself some PMs here. I'm gonna go get myself a soda real quick, or maybe water. Maybe one of each. Just to make sure my throat clears up. Let me go get this real quick. Be right back. Literally 5 seconds, boys.
Chance on faith, your mind's a boundless place. So take a chance, a chance on faith. So take a chance on faith. So take a chance. I never want to look back. Take a chance on faith. So take a chance on faith.
Alright, boys, we got one of each. We got water as well as soda. We are set up no matter what our taste buds crave. Or maybe we simply should just start with water to keep it healthy. Wow, we got another skeptical vegan humanist 2020. That's a mouthful, yo. Skeptical. Can we get a hashtag skeptical in chat showing our appreciation for becoming a member? Man, same thing goes to you. Link your YouTube to the Discord, which is a link down below, so you may be able to join the gang, the group of the boys. My man, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate ya. Appreciate ya, fam. Now, for some reason, it doesn't let me... Oh, here we go. Cool. Now we got it good. Looks like player was up next. We were ready, and Boris got a group too. Alright, let's do Seavark and player first, since they were the first ones, technically, to hit me up. First come, first serve base, yeah? Seavark over here, player over here, Boris over here. Hang tight. If anybody got another group, you guys are more than welcome to get them up and running as well. And we got ourselves the audio ready to go. Oh my god, Sparticle. Switch. Smart coming in already as a big old arcane mage on Team Blue. He's joined by We got P-Blood. We got ourselves Karma. Literally Karma. Except Team Blue, the rest of them are not showing up. So we're going to take a look at Team Red real quick. We got ourselves Black Sabbath playing what I want to say is Assassination Rogue with some... What daggers are those? I don't even know. Seavark hanging out as a big old... Guess what spec he is, dude? Would you be... I'd be surprised if it was Arcane or something. We got Shadow hanging out on a big old mount. We got the Fridge! The Fridge showed up for a couple of these duels. Hasn't had the easiest time in the world, but hopefully he'll have an easier time. And Zap, the enhancement shaboy on Team Blue. To finish him off, we got also Big Daddy Kane, as well as Seri Kelly, Seri, we got Seri. That'll be just easier, honestly. Dab, dude, who dabs? Fucking who dabs in 2019, dude? It's the year end of a fucking decade, dude. Who dabs? I appreciate the meme though. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. A Demon Hunter out of here. Get that Demon Hunter out of here, dude. The Shadow, you don't like him? Well, hopefully somebody gets him out of here. I'll let Team Blue decide if they do it. It's going to be Spart versus Zap. Spart, as an Arcane Mage Master, already getting a big old tag onto Zap, already getting some mobility, and it's going to follow up with a bit of an invis. Try to see if he can get around Zap. Zap is going to, oh, not getting him. Oh, no, he does get slammed by the Polymorph, getting all the buffs stolen. Is Spart going to go for a big blow to the enemy here? He's actually going to re-poly. Blood of the enemy, is that what we're gonna see? Is gonna go for some cooldowns. Blood of the enemy right after. Arcane must fall. Actually, Grinding Totem coming down for Zap. Perfect opportunity for him to deal with some of the magic damage, but still getting smacked around by two Arcane Blasts to follow by Sparticle. Actually, huge defensive for Zap with that Grinding Totem. Spart was not aware that was gonna happen. Interrupting Zap on a cast. Zap finally trying to get some mobility in. Is gonna try to go for a big old Blood of the enemy. One shot onto Spart. Needs to get himself some heals. Being Enhancement Shaboy, though, does not have any healing possibility whatsoever. Not even as good as Elemental Shaman. Capacitor next to Spart, blinking away from it. Zap might just have to go in for the big old one all here. No, he goes down before he gonna set up. Spart is just too mobile, expecting Ice Block out of Spart anytime, anywhere, any place. That's gonna be Stab by Black Sabbath next as he's opening up with a Garrote into Spart, getting a Rupture into a Kidney Shot, and that's gonna be Assassination Rogue Wombo combo opener with a Crucible to follow up. Gonna be quite a bit of a challenge for Spart to deal with. My music just doesn't want to play nice with me at all, does it? Are any of my tunes going to play nice today? You are kidding me. Maledic rolling into Spartan. It's actually getting quite pressured right now by Black Sabbath. Seriously, my music. What's going on? My dude, my buddy. My music does not want to play nice with me. I swear. But it's going to be Spartan. Music, you better play up. I got a great set of duels here. I need some tunes for the background, man. That's going to be a stone into Spart. Trinketing out of it. And that's actually going to be Spart down a Trinket. Black Sabbath catch himself a little bit of restyle, although the dot with the Nether Tempest is going to keep him out in combat for a little bit. He's trying to run out of Smoke Bomb, getting hit with a slow blow by Spart. Immediately needs to shot us up next to Spart in order to get any mobility. Does set a Crucible. Spart is getting quite a bit of damage onto Black Sabbath. Does not want to use Vanish or Cloak of Shadows anytime soon. Continues to get slowed. Vanish coming out by the Rogue Sparticle. Gonna be down a Trinket for a little bit. It does go for an Invis, which forces Black Sabbath to go for a bit of a fan. Shot a step and Kidney Shot to Sparticle, but he has quite a bit of health on him. No Temporal available for Spart right now, though. And that's gonna be a big old vendetta. Sparticle has a choice right now to go for Icebox or not. It's gonna see yet a Cloak of Shadows out of Black Sabbath as he tries to go for a Nova. Sparticle's actually out in the open. Black Sabbath got himself quite a bit of healing. Crucible's getting offensive. Sparticle does get at least some distance from Black Sabbath. It's gonna go stealing whatever buffs he can from him. Does Spart run? He runs Blood of the enemy. I was about to ask, like, what essence does Spart run? He runs Blood of the enemy. He's trying to go for any instant cast abilities to give him as much health as possible. Short and miss for a second. Garrote to open up by Black Sabbath might be an Ice Block out of Sparticle. As we saw, Mark for Death coming out for Black Sabbath into a blind by Spart. Is going to actually have Spart fully DR'd. See, if he opens up on him, he'll have a Garrote. We'll have to wait for the Kidney Shot a little bit later, unless he waits out for the full 3 saps. Which he just might. How patient is this rogue going to be, though? Spart is in a bad situation. Garrote coming out, waiting for the Kidney Shot right after. Kidney Shot does come in. It is a full kidney. Sparticle doesn't have a lot to really work with here. Maybe no. Did he have a Warlock Hellstone? Does get taken down by Black Sabbath, and Seri is going to be the next Arcane Mage going up versus this Assassination Rogue. Normally, that is a fight that Assassination Rogue loses against Arcane Mage. But with the pillars, with how well he played his opener, with how much pressure he put into Spart off the bat, you really do have some advantage. It's going to be Maledict out of Black Sabbath as Seri trying to get some damage to the Black Sabbath. He's going to be able to sprint out and try to catch a bit of a reset. Nether Tempest is going to try to keep him in combat for a little bit longer though. If Seri, blink it back actually, but he does eat a Garrote in the opener. Knock up by the Arcane Mage. Black Sabbath looking to get a Shadow Step on top of it. Sarah Kelly could go for a bit of a setup right now. Trying to get a Shadow Step onto the Mage, does get it. That's going to be a Rupture to follow. Does not follow up with the Kidney though, letting those dots do the work. And it's going to be shredded by some Arcane Missiles as he heads behind the corner. Sarah Kelly making sure to get a full new set of Arcane Missiles right as he closes the gap. And that's going to be blinking on top of the Rogue. Mark for Death ready, goes for an Invis, trying to Phantomize him out with a Nova to follow. Vanish coming out, a Black Sabbath just to get out of the mobility. Let's see how the Shadow Step. No Kidney shot available for Sarah Kelly. Is going to hit him on the Maledict. Cloak of Shadows coming out by Black Sabbath though, as he's looking to catch himself a bit of a reset. These pillars are allowing him quite a bit of an opportunity to catch a reset. Maybe Sarah Kelly might be able to blink back. Does get to blink back. That's going to be some mobility for him. Slows for the Rogue to try to keep him out in the open. Needs to get another Tempest back up onto the Rogue immediately. Does land it and blink it away. Shadow Step might be available for Black Sabbath someday soon. Does so sprint for a second. Mark for Death ready. Wants to go for a Shadow Step Kidney shot. Smoke Bomb to follow. Is at least still going to be able to... Not going to be able to catch a full reset. Shadow Step from quite a mile away into Vendetta onto Sarah Kelly. Seeing if he might be able to force out. Oh my god. Not even... Why did Sarah Kelly actually ice block something earlier? Absolutely dumpstered that Arcane Mage. That was some crazy good damage. That was just a few Envenoms and down the Mage goes, just getting cleaved. Just in half. Black Sabbath got that surgical clean hit. What was that? That was incredible. 5 minutes in, though, 6% dampening rolling up. Hopefully Black Sabbath doesn't run into much trouble against Karma. Using his own Karma. Looking for the Rogue, though. Eyes are up, but no... Well, eyes are up, but he's not looking around. He ain't using them. Still getting sapped. That's going to be a Crucible opener, getting Karma to half-ish health, allowing Black Sabbath to get so much pressure in the opener. Not going to have the reversal on the Maledict either with reverse magic. So that's going to be Karma actually completely Maledict and having to go for a bit of a port. Safety Trick can even get a force out of all those dots by Black Sabbath. That's a massive defensive. And Karma had to burn a wall here, and Black Sabbath simply just out-ran him. Garrote opener, looking for another Kidney shot. Gonna be Lexip, Touch of Death. You should have Shadow Meld or Advantage available for this one. And is looking to get a Shadow Step onto Karma. Does he get the Shadow Meld? He actually goes for a feint. He locked out majority of the damage from the Touch of Death by Kidney shot and Karma. And didn't even go for a Shadow Meld or nothing. Now if he needs an Advantage, he'll be good to go. But Karma still in there. Doesn't have a trick anymore. That is going to be Karma out of Karma. That's one last big defensive that Black Sabbath needs. He goes for Advantage and a Cloak of Shadows just to make sure he gets a full reset. 7 minutes in, he's surgically taking these guys apart little by little. Karma still has wall, will need to pre-wall, and he bursts out of Black Sabbath. Black still holding on to him. A Trinket, however, into a Kidney shot, onto Karma. Loading up with dots. Vendetta this time does not have the double Crucible to follow. Karma getting wall up and running, but there's going to be still lots of damage out of the Rogue. Fists of Fury are coming out. Does get to pre-feint those Fists of Fury. And this Karma trying to get away from the Rogue with Tiger's Lost, not letting him escape. Trying to go for a bit of an interrupt. That's going to be Incap. Does he hit a Trinket? He does not. Vivify spam for Karma. Going to be Trinket off of that Alexia. Karma is out of all options right now. Another Kidney shot. Probably going to be securing a kill for Black Sabbath. And looking to maybe just let the dots do work. Mark for Death and Venom. And comes back for the Monk. Just to take him out at the end. So much damage into his Eviscerates, man. Not even funny. Going for that Mage Fruit from Seawark. And Buddy Care, Big Buddy Kane, is looking to give him a bit of an auto duel. It looked like this guy was naked for a second, but that's just the pants, man. I seriously thought he was naked for a second. 8 minutes, though. Black Sabbath, going to be down a Trinket, down a Cloak, down a Vanish. That's most likely going to be a Deathstroke Warlock. I'd be surprised if that was Affliction or anything like that. Where is his pet? There he is. Pet is a nice distance away in case he needs to go for a bit of CC. Still looking away. Looking to maybe get a bit of CC. Well, that's Succubus Seduction onto Black Sabbath. Dedicate should be able to at least walk away from the Rogue for just a moment. Looking to Shadow Fury, lock him out. Oh, he's playing Affliction. Oh, he is literally Affliction. He just got some dots and a Maledict to follow onto Black Sabbath, and that's not going to be a Cloak of Shadows. Black Sabbath, if Big Daddy Kane has a bunch of proc trinkets and proc effects, he actually might be able to do something here. Dropping down that Guardian of Azeroth, going to be a wall as Black Sabbath is trying to get a setup, but a Fear is going to run him in the other direction for a second. Kidney shot to follow. The Guardian of Azeroth should be able to slap him on for quite a bit. If Black Sabbath can get himself a couple of ways onto Or Daddy Kane could get some, oh, not even gonna matter. I was gonna say Daddy Kane can get some dots onto Black Sabbath, get the Dark Glare up. He's gonna have a Cloak of Shadows for all those dots either way. Gonna go for a bit of a vanish or a reset with a Shadow Meld and a Garrote to keep CC rolling on Daddy Kane. And they're just looking to catch himself a bit of a reset. Daddy Kane dropping down in dots quite heavily. Black Sabbath does not have a Cloak of Shadows. Probably going to wait for that vanish. Big Daddy Kane won't have a trinket or anything. He's actually out of all cooldowns. Mark for Death and Venom might be enough to take him down. Horror Effect coming out though. And it's going to lock out Black Sabbath Interfere with a Drain Life to follow, getting quite a bit of health. But our Crucible is going to pressure him yet again. Trying to go for an interrupt on the Shadow Fury. It looks like he's not going to be able to. Black Sabbath looking to maybe get away actually. But does Big Daddy Kane even get to survive with that one drain of life? He barely has any health. The dots are still rolling on the guy. He's barely hanging in. Barely surviving. A sliver of health is all he gets. Going for a bit of a mage food. And the rogue did get himself a full reset. That's over, man. That's game. If he can go for Succubus, you see that might be something. Does have a trinket for it. He does have a trinket if needed to. But Big Daddy Kane is just thinking of walking out of there, man. Shadow Fury, just to get a CC onto Black Sabbath, getting some dots. Needs to go for a bit more kiting spree, man. Does have a horror effect for this one. Could cloak it if you wanted to fear to follow with a haunt. As Daddy's finally trying to get himself up at a little bit of damage. It's a little weird calling this man Daddy. Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane. Dude, he's struggling. Needs a Warlock Hellstone immediately. Black Sabbath barely taking damage from all those dots, man. Affliction Warlock dots used to be good. But I don't know what happened. A couple dots on Daddy Kane, and it looks like he might be down for the count. One Mutilate, that's all he needs, and down he goes. One Mutilate is all it took. And P-Blood is going to just rush at Black Sabbath before he can catch a reset, getting hit with a kidney shot. Is he playing Assassination or is he playing Sub? Looks like he is playing Assassination himself, getting a full kidney shot. No, Subtlety, he's actually getting a full kidney shot onto Black Sabbath. He has a trinket available against a Sub Rogue if necessary. Cheap shot to follow. Big Investors are coming out for P-Blood. But that's going to be a safe trinket for Black Sabbath, using Crucibles offensively against P-Blood. Evasion coming out for both of the rogues. P-Blood came out with his evasion a little bit early. Getting hit with a kidney shot, trying to get a shadow step around Black Sabbath for his moment. But Black Sabbath is going to use the sprint just to see if he can catch himself a bit of a reset. Blood, the Sabbath, they're just going to have to go up against one another. Blind or Blood, but he's not going to trinket it. Sabbath was really hoping he would go for a trinket right here. So that's a perfect opportunity for Sabbath to go for a full reset. Might have Vendetta. Cloak of Shadows available as well. It's going to open up with a Garrote, Rupture, Kidney Shot into Blood. Could trinket out of it as a massive Vendetta is going to hit him. Really does not want to use that trinket ever. Safety trinket procket for Blood. That's going to be a vanish for Sabbath right now. Got out of there scot-free without dots. Has line of sight of Blood. Blood might need to go for a bit of AoE here to see him. That's going to be a few stabs. Garrote to follow Blood. Perfect opportunity for him to turn the damage around. The Sabbath going to trinket it. He does trinket it, but Blood is super low in health. Blind onto Sabbath. Blood barely escaping out of it. He has to get himself a self-heal immediately. He's actually might just die to the dots. Sab onto Sabbath, but his health is still in a critical condition. Using Crucible to stabilize this a little bit. It's his game to win. If he has any offensive cooldowns, Sabbath is done for. He's got his Orc Racial available. That's going to be cheap shot. If he can land those stuns perfectly, one eviscerate, another cheap shot, second eviscerate, third cheap shot. Does he get it? He does have enough to take down Sabbath at the very end. That Assassination Rogue went for a 1v4, taking everybody out, and Fridge is going to run up to the eye. Not going to let Blood get any resets. Well, him being a rogue, he's going to let him try to catch some resets. Lexub, though, is going to be in the opener. Fridge is going to get himself a full Fist of Fury with the boys, the images. Oh, Blood has right now a sprint to try to run away from his troubles. Getting an eye Blood onto Fridge with a kidney shot, thinking maybe he might be able to get a trinket out of the guy. Blood holding on to a vanish if things ever really go truly bad. Invasion coming up very, very soon. Might have to vanish here. Super low in health. Vanish coming out, but he barely has any health. And the Fridge does not have enough damage on him to finish him off. No damage over time, no nothing. 50% dampening. The healing is going to be basically nigh impossible. Blood is going to have a very, very hard time here. He is going for mage food immediately. Having Spart as well as the other mage on his team does give him mage food to work with. The Fridge tried to see if he can find a corner. Almost. He went for a global to set up a port, and Blood does shadow step right behind him, landing that sap regardless. Even with the eyes available. Fridge still has a trinket if needed to. Gonna be in cap immediately as Blood does get Nightblade in, but he does also turning it around with a cheap shot onto the Fridge. Gonna go for a kidney shot to follow. Fridge does have a touch of death onto Blood. It is gonna do some damage, but evasion, oh my god, still did so much damage. Crucible to follow. Or the Fridge getting right back in there, not letting Blood go. And does take them down. The boy came back from Sabbath, obliterating the whole enemy team. Stab's got it going on, man. Woo! God damn, alrighty, we got ourselves Boris. If anybody else got a group, you guys are more than welcome to let me know as well. Full group, let's go. Alrighty. What else we got? Night King? Yo, you got a group? We have 5. Alright, I'm gonna fit you against Boris. Boris from Tropoya. That's not even like a, it sounds like a Russian like little village town name, but it isn't. I don't know what the fuck Tropoya is, but I heard it once and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, I'll take it. Boris and Night King. Where's the Night Queen there, huh? Night King, you need a queen for that, right? Maybe a duchess, maybe a couple concubines. I don't know what kind of government you're running there. What kind of a theocracy you're running there. 45, 56, 56, 56. That's 56. Yo, we gotta catch up to about 66 NA. Hope you guys are in for it. What does cockdela mean? Cockdela. Well, it sounds like you're talking about penises when it's right to that. But cock is how. Also, it sounds like I'm saying cock. The Russian word, obviously. Nothing bad here. No, we don't ever talk about body parts here on this channel. That's how you say, how's it going in Russian, which is terrible to explain to people. Imagine trying to explain to somebody, somebody asks you middle school, how do you say, how are you doing? And you hit them with that, they're like, ha ha, hee hee, ha ha. Fucking ridiculous. Either way, switch. We got ourselves Demoniac on Team Blue with Karma GG port. We got us a Perdo Vaco. Vaco, looking good, man. I think you're new. And Vexedic in the back. We also got ourselves Asla. That's a new player from Bone Chewer. We got Chill Pills in the back. We got Honk, Jubilee and Kazoo. Asla, how you gonna verse against this Destro War? Looks like Destro War. Like, are you really playing Imp? Why are you playing Imp? This is not a dungeon. Get yourself a succubus. Beer Man. Man, there he goes. Good thing Asla gave him like, yo, I'm gonna wait until he gets the right pet. Now we can duel. Wacko, my man. From Akama, that's a server you never see. I asked to open it up already with a Maledic in the opener, with a couple of Crucibles getting opened up with a Rune. Metamorphosis coming out of him immediately. This man is not wasting any time. Stone into Bach right now while he's maledicted. Wall coming out from the Warlock immediately. Horror effect into a Fury into Asa. Could shrink it out of it. Shadow Fury to fall. A perfect opportunity for him to get the Infernal down and try to go for big damage. Chaosball trying to come out. Does not get interrupted. Free Chaosball going up in air. Actually put himself in such a bad spot. Second Chaosball flying in. And down he goes. Vaco eliminated the Demon Hunter so quickly. I almost called him Demonology Warlock, but stopped at the end. Oh, and Chill Pill's already gonna eat a Chaosbolt in the face! Eating a massive hit as Vaco just continues on the momentum of an infernal second Chaosbolt trying to come out. Chill Pills does get to hit him with an interrupt, playing himself that conflict and stride does give him extra versatility every time he interrupts the enemy. Double Chaosbolt coming out for Vaco. Chill Pills just eats it to the face with that AMS. Gonna be a Warlock Gateway for Vaco for a second. Trying to disconnect from the Death Knight for a moment. Chill Pills did use Death Pack in order to get some offensive pressure going on Vaco earlier. So he's got to put that thing on cooldown immediately. Double Horror and a double Fear coming out for Vaca as he's finally able to get some damage onto Chill Pills, but he grips him in. Does he get to dodge? He doesn't get to juke out that Chaos Ball though. But he's going to be able to at least dislocate away from him. Ooh, Succubus CC coming up for a second. Perfect opportunity for Walker to finally get something going. Does go with a Fear and a Chaos Bolt to follow right after. Chill Pills getting a Chain of Ice onto the pets. He has summoned to Death Strike. Very good opportunity. But he's not going to be able to get out of that Shadow Fear. Waiting to get a Death Grip back. Using the pet in order to generate some resources. Going to have some runic power at the very least. Before he really gets to go Hambo onto Vaca. Chain of Ice should slow him down, trying to get a Chaos Bolt out, gonna be a stun by the Death Knight. Looks like he got nothing going on. Chill Pills also does have advantage of playing Conflict Shroud that gives him free. The snowball that bounces between people, right? And that being a pet class of Vaco has the pet to bounce the snowball off of, so that's quite a bit of damage. Gonna be Chill Pills now versus Vexedic as he goes in for full wings. Lichborn coming out for Chill Pills, just trying to see if he can survive the holy might of Vex. Just trying to see. You know, Chill Pills just trying to make Vex a little bit less vexing, that's all. Hand of Freedom for the Paladin, though, going to be mobile. Chill Pills is still trying to see if he can find some line of sight for the guy for just a moment. And Transfusion is coming out, Vex. This is where you want to bail away. Might be a Death Grip. It is going to be Death Grip, but Chill Pills is trying to min-max the amount of healing he can get. And that's going to be a Maledic rolling on Chill Pills for just a moment. Doesn't have AMS for it. I think he could AMS right now, actually. But he'd rather save AMS for a bit of later time. Like Vextic when he's doing the full holy power might of another set of wings. That's where Chill Pills might want to have AMS rolling, because that's going to be a holy damage. Shield of Vengeance for Vex a little bit too early. But it's going to have definitely a hell of a game against Chill Pills. Hopefully that wasn't a Hammer of Justice right now. I'm very hoping that was some like execution sentence for Vex. But it's going to go for wings. Not seeing a Hammer. So I think that might have been a Hammer into that AMS. Perfect opportunity for Chill Pills. Actually, Vex is not looking all that good right now. Might need to go for a heal or two. Vex, like, hey, what are you doing? Your health is dropping down. Might be seeing a bubble out of Vex right now. Save the trigger coming in a little bit early. Does get himself a little bit of an insta cast while he's got it built up. That's going to be execution settings on Chill Pills. We got that transfusion to keep him rolling for just a little bit longer. Vags is hoping to run away from Chill Pills, away from that remorseless winter. Hand of freedom available in case he ever wants to disengage. But Vex still not looking all that good. Chill Pills has plenty of health. We don't have dampening quite yet, so Vex is able to maintain himself, but his health is going down slowly but surely. Lichboard coming out for Chill Pills. Bubble from Vex, and he goes for the regenerating. The Xander regenerating comes in hand, and Chill Pills is sitting down on the floor. Just having to wade through it. Now that Vex got himself a full nice refresh reset. Blessing of Protection. Cannot use it in this duel. Well, he could. But if he wants to continue to the next duel, being completely dry on defenses might be a bad situation. Chip a throwing the snowball at him, even though it doesn't get to do the bouncing effect. Still pressuring Vex. Remorseless Winter coming up for Chill Pills. Vex needs to find a way out of it. He's got himself Blessing Protection, but still Chill Pills got plenty of damage going through a Blessing. Does get interrupted onto Vexitic for a second. Chill Pills looking to get away for a second. Gripping Vexitic just to give a little more CC control onto Vex. Not letting him get free cast off. Shield of Vengeance finally comes back to Vex. He's committed every cooldown against Chill Pills now. Got him into a hodge. Perfect opportunity to go turn it around. Does Chill Pills have anything for this? Got himself a little bit of a remorseless Maledic stacking up on him with transfusion to follow up. Gonna get a lot of death strikes here. As Vex, Shield of Vengeance does proc. Perfect opportunity for Chill Pills to heal through it. Death strike does more healing the more damage you've taken in the last 5 seconds. So for him to force everything out of Vex and get a massive death strike right afterwards, in between no Vex's globals, is perfect opportunity for Chill Pills. Got himself death back up. Perfect opportunity for him to just go on full on blast damage. Vex also got his last set of wings going for him. This might be his last chance to get anything going on Chill Pills. Lots of damage needs to come out. Trying to maintain healing. 4% dampening. Aim is coming out for Chill Pills, and I think Vex is down for the count. Chill just rotated every defensive available, and it's just falling up into Karma GG port right afterwards. Chill Pills got himself a little bit of a Lichborn, which should be quite a bit of a defensive versus Karma GG port. Does not have a stun for Karma on that Fist of Fury. That's going to be huge damage out of the Touch of Death. Maledic to follow. Touch of Death ticking down. He does not have a weapon to heal with. He's going to get a short stun into Karma. Force and a Trinket. But that's going to be Maledic. God actually fighting through the Maledic. Chill Pills is trying to death strike through the Maledic. Going to be a Karma out of Karma GG port. Needs to get those death strikes, but needs to find a way to do damage to Karma to generate rune power without actually doing damage to kill himself without Karma. Needs himself death strikes. Actually gripping one of the images, just a death strike off of that thing to recover a little bit. Karma G-port getting on top of him, but a Chain of Ice is going to separate these two. Chill Pills trying to get more resources and use the pets to death strike as much as he can. Needs transfusion immediately. And that's going to be a huge death strike right now. Didn't increase his own overall health. Transfusion coming out. Karma looking to maybe diffuse some of that magic a little bit. Chill Pills getting hit with a disarm. Doesn't have a trinket for it. Might have AMS or Lichborn sometime soon. Stun onto Karma. No trinket available for the mug this time. And Chill Pills finally can go maybe somewhat offensive. Karma looking to get away from all that Remorseless Winter. And is going to get yoinked right back in. Having to use the port immediately. Chill Pills not out of the woods just yet. Leg sweep gets himself a little bit of a Lichborn. Karma not looking all that good right now. Not a lot of health really left right here. Chill Pills is trying to maintain the dot on him as best possible. Remorseless Winter might be what closes out the game here. Chill Pills recovered quite a bit of health. Karma not looking good at all. He does go down. Chill Pills taking out 3 people back to back. Last 2 weeks in a row he had such a hard time with Karma GG port with a touch of death that Chill Pills has no cooldowns, and he just death strike them to the end. Perda is up next, trying to get himself a little bit of a greater pyro onto Chill. That's not going to be a polymorph coming out. Is Trinket out of that stun to try to get the poly. Going to be an intro by Chill Pills to gain more versatility. It's going to be quite a bit of extra damage. Perda just going for full Hamble right now. Chill Pills better be careful. Does have transfusion rolling by the looks of it, but Maledic is riding him hard. So he's still able to at least heal through all that combustion damage from Perda. Breath to follow with the Ring of Frost. Does he get it? Actual trinkets. Oh no! He runs into that ring, but the ring breaks. Greater Pyro Blast is available. Does get to interrupt Greater Pyro. No fire damage available for Perda for a bit. Actually, I guess he does have opportunity to at least give himself a shield. So I don't really know if Greater Pyro actually does stop. Oh my god, so much damage out of shield pills in just a single snowball, forcing it out, cauterized by Perda. He got himself ice block to hopefully keep himself afloat for just a little longer. He needs to get a breath into a ring on chill pills to keep him there. Almost walks away from the guy. Chill pills does have to use grip just to get some damage to the Perda. Pre-AMS in this in case there's going to be a breath. Just needs a few more globals. Just needs a few more hits. Perda barely has anything left. Try to let a polymorph. Probably going to be able to try to get a shield up and running. Interrupted on the polymorph. Perda is out of options completely. And down they go. And chill pills 4 in a row. Demoniac, last one left. Landing a kidney shot onto chill pills. Who's going to have a Lichborn for it immediately. And has got himself some damage roll into Demoniac. Tried to sink the least amount of damage into Chill Pills while that Lichborn is up and running. Vendetta to follow though with a Maledict. Chill Pills getting pressured left and right. Evasion from the rogues. He can't even Death Strike. And Maledict doesn't sit for too long. Blinder on Chill Pills. Won't have Lichborn. Won't have Trinket. He's actually completely out of options. Does he have the human racial? He might have it in like 16 seconds. Oh my god, all that health gone. He uses a health trinket, I think. I believe he used a health trinket to try to stay afloat. Does get himself Remorseless Winter, but looks like Demoniac does have him on the ropes, unless he just doesn't have the damage. And down goes Chill Pills, the king of Frost Death Knights. Demoniac finally gets to slay the king, though, so everybody else on Team Raid could actually even get a chance to play. That's gonna be a Jubilee! And you know what? You look like Chrysler from EU, but this is NA. He looks so much like Chrysler. I want to say Your Affliction, just because of the staff and then... I mean, it's all green, right? But I want something about that staff, the Reaper staff, makes me think Your Affliction. I don't know why. Garrote to follow, but probably going to see an Infernal coming down for Jubilee. Yep, come flag. There it goes. Demonic getting hit with a Horror Effect. Does land a kidney on the Jubilee, though. Wall to follow for the Warlock. And Fear right afterwards. Demoniac cloaking it at the very last second with Infernal to follow. Jubilee needs to get some damage out with a Wall. Actually going to land a Fear onto Demoniac for a second with the Calm Flag. Caswell try to come out. Not going to happen. Quite a bit of damage on Jubilee. Shadow Fury almost making a Demoniac kind of juked out of that Shadow Fury. Jubilee didn't get far enough though. He backed up for a second. Cataclysm around one corner. Demoniac does not get hit by it. Does have a kidney shot onto Jubilee. And that's going to be a human racial trick coming out for the Warlock. Interrupting on a Fear. Jubilee can maybe get some Chaos Bolts out on Demoniac finally. But he doesn't go for it. That's a Fear that gets interrupted. Not a Chaos Bolt. Finally, maybe he can get one Chaos Bolt in. Almost! Demoniac just walking behind the pillar. Jubilee still bleeding completely. Horror Effect to keep him stabilized a little bit. Maybe one Chaos Bolt lands through. Does not. He's having the hardest time catching a bit of a setup onto the Rogue. That's going to be Maledict to follow. Finally, Succubus CC comes out, but it's the art from all the Fears and Demoniac. Looking to end that out with a single Mark for Death in Venom with a Shadow Step. Didn't even let a Warlock get a chance. Demoniac, this is your game to come back from. Honk is up next. Is that Assassination? Or is that a Subtlety Rogue? I guess we'll see. I did have a wrong call with Jubilee. You know, I saw all the green and I was like, you know what? I still think Affliction, but it's all green. And with Honk, I'm like, I'm seeing all that green on his gear, right? And I'm like, maybe Sub Rogue? Assassination. I would just go with my gut feeling here. Assassination has to be. Demoniac hanging out by the eye just in case. Vanish available. It's going to get a Vanish onto Honk. Does he see him? Oh, he almost didn't see him. Into a Mark for Death Kidney opener. So Demoniac is not going to have a Vanish, which is going to be quite bad in the Rogue versus Rogue duel. But at least he gets the opener. Going to be Honk trying to go for a bit of a setup, but evasion coming up for Demoniac just trying to get as much damage as the Honk. He's dropping down. Warlock Hellstone, Cloak of Shadows, and evasion, and that's everything available out of Honk. The only thing he doesn't have is a Trinket. Blind on Demoniac. Honk finally will be able to get the opener. And just looking to use double Crucible defensively. That is so good for Demoniac. Won't have to deal with our Crucible damage. Honk have to play super defensive right now. So he's going to get the opener. Probably not going to go for a full Vendetta here. Almost got caught out in the open. Kidney shot though. He's trying to get some dots. Oh wait, he's going for a full Vendetta. Demoniac getting the kidney shot onto Honk. He's going to trick it out of him immediately. Demoniac got Cloak of Shadows for the Vendetta. Honk has nothing. Does have a Vanish at least. But he's still got a Vendetta on him. Right now, it's the other way around. Honk is the one with the Vendetta. Blind onto the human Rogue, however, as Demoniac gets himself a bit of a reset. Demoniac, this is your game to lose. Honk has nothing, not a single defensive. You are out of a Vendetta, however. So you won't be able to have the most amount of dedicated guarantee bursts, but this is your game to lose. You also out of defense except for a trinket. That's the only thing you got. Kidney shot to follow. Mark for Thin Venom. Everything is available. Does he get any crucibles? He does not. Mark for the kidney shot turned around by Honk as he's trying to survive for a little bit longer. He does get himself a bit of a feint rolling too. Mally by Demoniac onto Honk. No healing available. Down he goes. Demonic is looking to catch a reset, but Kazoo gonna jump on top of Metamorphosis with a bit of an imprison to follow into a stun of Demonic. He does still have a trinket if needed. No blind available. Trying to get himself any kind of defensive at all. Stun. No, he doesn't even get a chance. Oh my god, Kazoo. Oh my goodness. Yo, Chilpa's healed for a ton. He was barraged by damage and healed right through it. And Demoniac came back almost. Almost. That's crazy. That's crazy good. Honk wins now. Rest in peace, Honk. Rest in peace. He played well, though. He played well. The opener, though. Honk didn't have to burn a Vanish. Well, Cloak of Shadows, I feel like. If he didn't burn a Cloak, that might have been something. I think what really came down to Demoniac and Honk was Demoniac popped evasion and just kept trucking damage. Honk didn't pop evasion immediately. Should have popped evasion before the damage really started rocking him. But by the time his health was low, like that's all you got. Boris and Seavark got a full group. We can get Boris and Seavark against one another real quick. Boris and Seavark. And we'll get Player and Night King against one another. Want to get as many of these duels going ASAP, boys. Ready whenever I get you right after this one, Night King. Right after this one. When you guys don't have, like, when you guys are not the ones dueling, if you want to get some new people in, like 1 or 2 new people that I've never seen, or that you've never seen in these duels, that'd be great. Like, open up a group, be like, yo, who wants to drop out for somebody? Get like 1 or 2 people replace or so. Perfectly okay with that. Are you sure about that? Shadow 5 Horde? Perfect, man. Yeah, take the time. Open LG, go to play, let's play. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how to join in just a bit. He didn't have a trinket. What do you expect? True. That is rough. That is rough. Switch. We got ourselves on team. Whoa. Team Star. What? Okay, wait. I'm pretty sure I pressed 1, not F1. Okay, we went into another universe for a second. But that's going to be Seavark on Team Red with Peachy coming back as a Pharaoh. We got ourselves Shadow, the Fridge, and Zap coming back as more enhancement. Demoniac on Team Blue with Karma GG Port Perda playing the Fire Mage. We got Vako trying out again as a Destruction Warlock, and Vexutic on Red Paladin. You guys are going to get knocked. Hold on, Vako? Oh no, okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys basically just chill by the stairs if you're not sure. Seavark versus Karma G-Port are gonna be up first. Fire Mage versus Monkus. Seavark gonna get themselves an invis of the bat. Karma G-Port. Send up a port in the back. I feel like at this point, with Fire Mage and Monk, I feel like Fire Mage wins. Like a Monk, whoa! We'll see if that pays off. Maybe Karma GG Port changes my position on this type of matchup. Seavark is going to see his polymorph getting tricketed off the bat. Still trying to get a greater pyroblast out. Not going to be able to go for a little bit of a ring. Trying to get a Micha going into Karma GG Port. He ports out of the way. Seavark still up to his tomfoolery. Blinking to Karma to try to interrupt him when a cast does land it. But Karma got a bit of that mobility. Does Seavark get to walk up and breath him? He does not. Ring of Peace is going to separate these two for a second. Karma not getting any vivifies though during that time. He's just running, not able to get any casts off. So that's quite bad for him. Does get hit with a breath as he goes for a bit of a port right now. Still going to be Greater Pyro try to come out for Seavark. Karma needs to get himself as many heals as possible. Using Dragon Kick immediately, try to get some mobility. Seavark might be actually close enough to get maybe a blink onto Karma G-Port. Won't have breath for a bit though. Perfect opportunity for Karma G-Port. Finally goes some damage. Suddenly that's coming down. Try to land Offensive Fury. Going to be a polymorph by Seavark with a Greater Pyroblast. Trying to get offensive even though he's about to eat that full touch of death. Barely a damage from that touch of death to be honest. Seavark just absorbed most of it into the shield. Karma G-Port not getting hit by that Ring of Frost however. That's going to be perfect for him. Trying to get some offensive pressure onto Seavark. Does get him rooted with a leg sweep to follow. Offensive Fury does not have images to follow up with that. Does get the Orc Racial working though. No touch of death available. Seavark landing a breath yet again onto port. And it's going to go for a bit of a reset. Greater Pyroblast. No ring this time. Might go for a Meteor. Maybe a big combustion. Fireball to follow. Karma G-Port. Pop-in defenses available against all this magic damage. And just rolling away. Ring of Peace available on one side. Crucible coming out of Seawork. Does interrupt Karma on any cast. With an incap to follow. Does Karma have anything to follow up? Might have to Karma this early. Scorch is actually in such a bad position. He's actually free to get scorched by Seawork. That's such a bad place to be in. Free Scorches for the Fire Mage. Basically guaranteed death. Breath of Karma will have a Trinket. Trinket's out of it a little bit early. And it's going to be a Karma while he's got it. Seawork just got to get him a little bit of a Ring of Frost. I got a ring of my own, you know. Greater Pyroblast coming out. Does that thing land before the Karma or after the Karma? Might be the answer. Karma G-port. Barely the health left does go down. With the Greater Pyroblast. Yeah, I feel like Karma G-port could have waited with a Trinket a little bit later. After the Polymorph. After the Ring of Peace. After. You know what I mean? Could have saved it for a moment. Vac is going to be up next as a Jester Warlock versus Seavar. Got some dots rolling on the Gnome. That's going to hit him with a Succubus CC, so you finally might be able to get themselves full setup here. Does drop down the Infernal with the Casebolt to follow, getting interrupted on the Casebolt immediately, but actually juking away from the Polymorph. Seawork. This is forced to kind of walk towards the pillar. That's all he's really got. Casebolt should land, and it is going to land. Does get a pre-temporal for that Casebolt though. No dampening, so he's going to be able to get quite a bit of heal. Does get the pencil Polymorph to the side, or Rooter to the side. That's going to be a Trinket out of Vaco. Does land a Horror Effect onto Seavark. Seavark still holding on to Trinket in case things ever really go bad. Double Casebolt into him. That's going to be quite a lot of damage. Oh, save the Trinket coming out for Seavark. That is huge amount of heal, dude. That was a huge shield. Vaco's Infernal does dissipate though, so that's majority of his burst. He did use most of it. So Seavark is going to be a little bit behind when it comes to his own health for a moment. Dodging the Cataclysm for a second. Vaco should have probably held that thing back, or at least used that thing to bait Seavark out in the open. It's going to get a root onto the pet, but Seavark actually is quite low on health. He doesn't really have a good way to heal himself except with Crucibles and maintaining that shield. But that pet is going to be there just sliding, just slashing through that shield every single time. Does Vaco have a Horror Effect? He does, maybe he still does, but he never got to use it on Seavark. I feel like whoever does the first amount of CC is going to have the advantage. Going to be a breath by Seavark actually in between of Vaco. Does get hit with a Succubus CC, so Vaco is going to have the perfect opportunity to get the massive fat Casebolt in the opener, maybe with a Horror Effect to follow. Goes for a root onto Seavark instead. No Horror Effect coming out, trying to get an Immolate. Does land it. Horror Effect to follow. Needs to get himself a bit of a setup. Shadow Fury, maybe a Casebolt right now. Needs himself a massive Casebolt before he gets interrupted on. I think he actually stopped that Casebolt, tried to juke out that kick. That's going to be a Polymorph for Seavark. Does he have the Succubus CC this time? He does not. Greater Power Blast, maybe Meteor. Seavark might just have to go for full damage setup onto Vaco right now. No Meteor to follow, but he is going to have himself Combustion rolling one blink. Vaco taking quite a bit of damage there. That's going to be double Pyro Blast coming out. No more damage. Wall coming out for Vaco to get his Casebolt out. Just trying to pressure damage. Just trying to get the burst through all the damage that Seavark is putting out. Another Casebolt to follow. Vaco barely any health left. Drain life getting interrupted on it. Does get a Crucible Offensive. Probably should have healed himself instead of trying to come out. And Seavark does end up surviving that burst out of Vaco. Just tried to brute force his way through the damage of Seavark with damage of his own. Going to be a Trinket out of the Mage, however, as Demoniac gets a Kidney Shot opener on the guy. And that's going to be Seavark getting himself a Greater Pyroblast Wombo combo onto Demoniac with the Ring of Frost to follow. I think, oh, he actually did land it properly. That's going to be Pyroblast right after Demoniac. Shadow Step and interrupted Seavark. He does get himself a pre-jumper rolling. Does have Ice Block if things really ever go bad. That's going to be Crucible, and that's going to be Maledict to follow. Seavark might just have to Ice Block this. That's not going to give him a lot of healing for that Cauterize. Oh my goodness. If it was the original Maledict, there was no way he would have had even a bit of a heal. But it's a Maledict that kind of crawls out, and Seavark only got like third tick, not the last tick of the Mally. So it's still, a portion of his health was absorbed. But not as bad as it could have been. Got rolled into a Kidney Shot. I think Seavark is completely out of options here. Fully dotted out, barely any health left, and down he goes. Demoniac. Actually, I think Shadow Step to an ally maybe at the very last second. Is that what he did? Kind of just teleported. And Peachy is going to have to be on the prowl here. Demoniac coming back to try to see if he can tear the other team apart. Last time he had himself a really good spree when it comes to the damage he was able to put out. So hopefully I have an easy time here as well. But it's going to be Peachy. And it's going to be a Feral Druid. And Peachy plays for some big burst, man. Plays for some big damage. Also plays a pretty much a reset build of Feral. Oh, actually gonna land the Belf off of those thorns, forcing Peach to go for a Trinket. to try to get some damage in Demoniac, but Peachy is going to be down a trinket now for the rest of the game. Next time Demoniac can get a full Vendetta, maybe a blind on the Peachy, get him low. He might have a good setup. It's going to get a Crucible onto Peachy, looking to catch himself a bit of a reset. And Demoniac looking to wait out for those bleeds for a little bit. Does he have a thrown weapon onto Peachy? Gets a Moonfire onto Demoniac, trying to see if he can get him to force himself all the way over to the other side of the area. But looks like Demoniac is just going to wait him out for a bit. Peachy is going to get himself an opener. Demoniac could go for a bit of a re-stealth. Phantom Knives, if time for him to use Phantom. Oh, Shadow Step into one of the allies. Don't know if that's allowed normally in duels, but he did give himself enough time. Then Shadow Step to an ally to maintain the... What? How did Zap get knocked? What? Were you DC'd in the pipeline? Or did you like get next to the pipe? I don't even understand how that happened. Peachy is still looking for him, but that's Peachy on his cooldowns burning those CDs. That's Incarnation too. Very unlucky. Demoniac looking to pick up the eye, or at least hang out by the eye. Peachy might be thinking about the same thing eventually. No, he's out in the bear form. He's like, you know what? I want you to come out at me. Come out of me in bear form. Wait, did he figure out something? Is that why everybody's hanging out in the corner? If you stand way in the corner, he will knock you back. Getting a shot onto Peachy right now. As stones are up and running with a Malik to follow. Demoniac got quite a bit of damage rolling into Peachy. No chicken available for it. Peachy is quite a bad spot. Is going to go for renewal. Just only being able to burn through a Malik. That's about it. Entangle and Roots and Demoniac. He vanishes out of it. Trying to stay as mobile as humanly possible. Another Garrote into Peachy. No healing available. Another cheap shot, fully DR'd, however. Demoniac, does he have a blind on the Peachy? Wall available for Peachy. He might be able to take him down in just a little bit. Root coming out at the last second. Peachy looking to actually get some recovery. No, the regrowth. Trying to get a regrowth at the last second. Shadow taking advantage of the opportunity versus Demoniac. Getting a shot. He's going to force a trinket out of him with a blind to follow Demoniac, landing a bit of a crucible on himself just to get himself a full reset there against the Demon Hunter. Evasion available, no Cloak of Shadows, has a trinket if things ever go bad. And Shadow no longer with a trinket, so Demoniac can really go for the full CC based playstyle. Spectral Sight coming out, Shadow stepping past him actually. Oh, still gets in combat either way. Does go for an Imprison for a second, but breaking his own Imprison because of Immolation Aura. Interesting choice. That's going to be Demoniac just trying to kite the guy a little bit. Stunned with an Ivan coming out for Shadow. Does Demoniac have anything? Metamorphosis to follow. Shadow got all his whammies coming out right now. Kidney shot by Demoniac. Is he going to have enough damage? No, he's actually got his safety chicken tripped. He's going to have to go for a bit of a reset. Got some slows onto Shadow. Evasion available. Things have really go drastic. He's going to get himself a little bit of extension for that Metamorphosis with the I-Beam. But Demoniac looking like he's actually going to get himself a full reset. Shadow step into an ally to get a bit more mobility going. Which I don't know if that should be allowed. The chat will decide if that should be allowed for Assassin Rogues to be able to Shadow step. Or Sub Rogues for that matter. But that's going to be a bit of a blade dance. Locking down Demoniac. Evasion coming out. Shadow just needs a little bit of damage to get through that evasion. And Shadow just really unable to crack through. Demoniac using a Warlock Hellstone to get him, using Warlock Hellstone from back to get himself up and running. And looks like Shadow's actually cleaving the whole enemy team instead of just Demoniac as he gets some of a concoction and goes for a bit of a sprint. Just trying to see if he can run away from his problems. No evasion available. Has a Cloak of Shadows. Has a trinket. Is going to Cloak of Shadows right as Shadow gets up to him. Maybe was able to dodge an ability or two. Shadow step into the Paladin just to continue running forward. With advantage available, things really go bad. Catching a reset. Maybe a sap. No sap available. Get a shot onto Shadow instead. Does he have the damage here to really go for it? He doesn't look like he's going to be running away. Markfrath available. Is going to go for advantage immediately. Shadow does get to catch him. And goes for an eye view just in a circle like a lighthouse, man. Demoniac does get clipped by Blade Dance, so I think there is a damage over time on him. Does go for a blind on Shadow. He immediately triggers shortest cheap shot in the world. Demoniac might have actually screwed the pooch on that one. He actually might have put himself in a bad situation. Probably the worst cheap shot ever. Down he goes. No, Demoniac didn't play CC properly there and did pay the price for it. The Demon Hunter just had so much pressure. Demoniac just tried to see if he could survive longer and longer. Wasn't quite able to completely get away from the Demon Hunter menace with all the Shadow steps to allies. Darkness coming down for Shadow. Is that going to be enough though? Does Vexen get any of it? All that's been no, he didn't have all of it soaked in the darkness. Like 2 hits out of the 4, man. So 50% for darkness to hit. Next up is going to be the Fridge versus Vexitech Monk versus Windwalker Monk versus Red Paladin. Monk versus Windwalker. Am I right? Am I right? Is going to open up with a Crucible. The Fridge is supposed to dance over there with Perna. Look at him. He's supposed to do a little bit of a dance. He's just hanging out with the Team Horde. The worst part about the Fridge's mug is the glasses are going to go away after the 15th anniversary event. And it looks so good on him. Like, what is he going to replace him with? It got to be something fancy, right? It's got to be all the goggles or something. Going to be a stun by the fridge. Vex Stick does use Shield of Vengeance. It is going to be pretty inefficient with 42% dampening. Reducing the effect of the shield. Vex Stick actually dropping too. Safety Trinket. Karma coming out. Going to be a bubble for Vex. And it might go for a regenerating, but it's going to be heavily DR'd. He's going to not be able to get himself a full heal, I believe. Unless, almost a full heal. 45% dampening, dude. Vexedic still gets himself a huge heal regardless. Fridge does go for a bit of a port to try to see if he can kite the Paladin. But that was quite a lot of damage out of the Fridge with the Karma as well. So he really puts himself in quite a bad situation with every ability used. He does have fairly short cooldowns on those defenses, but can he survive long enough versus Vex? As long as Vex doesn't really go into wings. And Fridge continues to get some pressure rolling onto Vex, but looks like he's out of images. No ticket available. Actually, the Fridge could be down for the count here. Hodge coming in. Could be a lot of damage. One more jump on his Fridge. Does get an incap into Vex. Oh, no! He does get to cleave the boy. And Zab gonna be the last one out there for Team Red. Might just have to go for big blood of the enemy here. It's gonna go for massive ascendance, blood of the enemy. Does he get your slap, Vex? Actually catching him. Oh my god, barely any health left. Down he goes in a single one-shot opener. Zab has a little bit more ascendance ready. Needs to get the damage going into Perda immediately. Goes for a Hex. He gets the Hex before the Polymorph. He actually got himself advantage on that. And with Ghost Wolves, he might be able to actually deal with Perda quite efficiently. He could actually take off all those buffs from Perda. He needs to purge this immediately. Zap going for that wall. Combustion still rolling. Does get dispelled. And Zap has about 50% or less than 50% health left available to deal with Perda. Malada completely rotting him down. Perda trying to get the scorches while Zap is super low. Does he have a little bit of a grounding totem or anything here? Fireball coming out right now. Zap, no health available. Grounding totem available if needed, but nope. That's rough with that high dampening. That was quite a good set of duels, dude. Just about everybody got to play, yeah? That was nice. That was quite nice. Idal, Orgball, DK, Panda in 8.3 are gonna be so good. Grave got a full group? Alright, let's get another one going. Let's get another one going, boys. Wait, it's not even playing my mix anymore. What the hell is going on? I was thinking for a second, like, this song is not part of my duels mix. This song is not part of my duels mix. What is this? I literally set it to my do my playlist, randomize my songs, and repeat. YouTube? Hello? Boris gonna get a last one, please. You gotta go. You guys just played. I gotta get Player and Night King. I told him it was gonna be next. Player, Night King 5. Let's get those two going against one another, and we'll get Raven after. Have fun, run across the room, or one shot of Paladin was nice. Yeah, that was nice. Now, $1,000 DK for Regenerate. Oh, they're gonna be pretty good. What's up, Sporty? How you doing, AJ? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Someone said Duels. Hell yeah, bud. It's Duels time. I want to see Guardian Druid there. In Duels? I think we had Guardian Druid once and it didn't turn out that good. It wasn't fun to watch. You know what I mean? Enhanced defense so terrible. A joke. I agree. In PvP, yeah, they don't really have defense. Like, it'd be okay if maybe there were glass cannon, but like actual good healing, but they don't even have that. You have to have Earth Shield if you want to actually be able to self-heal, which is rough. Honestly, rough. Anyway, let me get that one saved, and we'll get this one going, yeah? What is it, 57? 58? 58? Got some new people here. I like that. We got some new people here. I like that. Alright, let me get this one recording just a little bit. Switch. We got ourselves a Vinci on Team Blue. We also got ourselves Frostly playing the Frost DK. We got ourselves, who is that on the thing? Monk, Hugh, P-Blood, and Twisty. On Team Red, we got ourselves Acrylidog? Azila going out for us as a Demon Hunter. We got ourselves Chill Pills in the back. Ooh, changing up the Mog. I kind of like that. That looks good. We got Honk as well as you said. What? Huh? What's the priest? Who's the mage? Anyone know that one? Anyone remember that one? Metamorphosis coming out for Zilly. Off the bat, as Frost Lead goes for Amorphous Winter with a little bit of that AMS interrupting that Cyclotronic, even though he had AMS rolling. Don't really know if he needed to. Instant Tricky coming out for Zilla. Still getting Cyclotronic Blast. Gonna be IBF, actually. Yeah, IBF. Ooh, gripping Azilla back down from the clouds, dropping down darkness as Azilla is trying to tank up this damage as best it can against Frost Lead. Frost needs to go for massive amount of heals, as he's actually completely out of defenses as well, going in for a little bit of a death pack, and it's actually burning all that healing through the Maledict, but that's going to be second a Maledict on top of the original necrotics by Azilla. Frosty doesn't have a lot to heal with, needs to get himself transfusion immediately, still trying to death strike through it. Did Azilla actually get that win? They don't even have metamorphosis anymore. Frosty getting hit with a stun, trinkets out of it, still continuing to hit death strike back to back, even going for that blood of rage to take anything buffs off of Azilla, but also give him a little bit of the running power, still continuing to get those death strikes. And it's gonna go for a bit of a chain of ice kiting strat versus Azilla for a minute, with an AMS coming out in the open. Azilla just needs to get himself a shortest stun in the world into Frost lead, and he'll be down for the count. Still, transfusion coming out. Azilla might be in trouble right now. This Death Knight gets some healing. You don't. You just get yourself into an IBM metamorphosis immediately. Blade Dance does forget to fly up in the air. Frost lead does not get to grip him down from the clouds, and it's going to take a couple of those fell lances to the face. Azilla found a way to equalize the situation for just a moment. Frosty still needs to get himself more runic power. Still waiting until he has a stun available. Does get a stun with the Crucible Tefora, and it's actually going to take down Frostlead. No, Call of Booty. Frostlead from Call of Booty couldn't quite handle with Azilla and the Demon Hunter strats. He did get a grip down once when he went up in the air. If he only got a second one of those, that would have been great. But that's where he fell behind. But I like him going for a massive amount of heals ASAP, honestly. Next up is gonna be Monk, playing Monk, named Monk. Oh, I like the weapons. That's from Siege of Orgrimmar, right? Drills. Drills. It actually looks like Azilla just trying to get a little bit of kiting spree going against Monk Hugh. Item to follow as he is eating a touch of death. Will he go for a shot of melt? Karma to follow. Azilla might just actually have to get the hell out of there. Actually, just feeding to that Karma is gonna go for a bit of a bit of a backflip, confusing Monk as he drops down that ring in a random location, almost seemingly random. And Azilla finally getting to fly up in there, actually getting away from Monk as the Karma's down. Got a couple of those fell lances in there. The Monk does get to reset with a bit of a Vivify. Azilla, though, not out of the fight just yet. Cyclotronic to follow. Does get some freebie damage to the Monk, forcing him behind the pillar. Azilla, perfect opportunity for him to maybe get a blower up and running with an I-beam and get some healing back up. Does get a stun into Monk. Monk does have a trinket if things ever go bad. I-beam available, and Azilla does get a blower up and running into Alexium. Trinkets out of it immediately. Monk doesn't have a single defensive stun right now and does get cleaved. Oh no! Why is everybody using every defensive against Azilla? They're just running at him. Pop every defensive. It's like one of those guys that play the keyboard and they go rip up on the keys, just every cooldown, just in a single stroke of a finger. Aventure trying to see if he can lock down Azilla with a kidney shot. Double Crucible coming out to follow in the opener. This is going to have quite a bit of damage. Azilla took quite a lot. He's going to get a momentary blur with a bit of a retreat there. But it's still melting. Those dots are still doing work. I-beam to follow. Azilla got himself at least some healing rolling, getting quite value from all that leech. Maledict to follow by Adventure. I think he actually took down Azilla with that Maledict alone, trying to go for a Crucible heal kidney shot to follow. And Adventure got him. He did exactly the same strats Azilla did. Walk in, force every major needed defensive to deal with, and then kill him in the next stun. Acryladog is going to be up next. Actually, right next to Vinci. I think you saw him for a second. Gets him out with the Phantom Knives. For the Rogue, to Phantom Knives and get a Feral out is more important than Feral swiping the Rogue out, because the Feral needs that opener with the Rake. Actually, Balance Druid, Acryladog. I was expecting the Feral, but it's going to go for some Lunar Strikes onto Aventure with the Solar Wrath to follow. Kidney Shot is going to line up on him, and we're going to see a big defensive. Is that going to be Vendetta? Thorns are up. Does get a silence on Aventure. He has a Cloak of Shadows for the Thorns, and that silence in case he was going to cast a spell ever. Acryladog getting himself a renewal. Bark Skin is necessary here. This dog needs to get himself a bark skin. Bark? No? That? Oh, no bark skin. I was thinking it was a feral. Acryladog! I like that he started out with a Lunar Strike, because, you know, back in the day, the original ability of, like, I think Starfire was current Lunar Strike, and that ability used to do a lot of damage back in Cataclysm. Ever since they made it a purely AoE ability, I've been so sad. It's actually a lot better just to solo wrap the target. And even then, Boomies don't really do much damage unless a Star Surgeon and in card. Honk is up next versus Aventure. Full kidney shot to follow. Trinket coming out of Honk right now. Perfect opportunity for Aventure to maybe get some damage in. Honk not looking all that good himself, actually. Blind onto Aventure as he vanishes. Is that a good idea? Aventure still has a Trinket. Both of these guys have just went through their evasions 5 minutes in. Honk, again, something about Team Red. Like, or maybe Team Blue too. Some of them do this thing where they just pop every single defensive available. It's going to be cheap shot by Vinci for a second to get some dots on a Hong with a kidney shot to follow. Got some dots and he's looking to catch a reset. Smoke bomb to follow so he can be chased. Is going to get a throw knife at Hong, forcing him to use crucibles defensively. So Honk is going to be able to survive all this damage. Got himself quite a bit of healing from it. And a bit of a concoction to follow. Next person to get a sap wins. Next person to get a sap wins. I bet you could go for a sap if you wanted to. Does he land it? Sap? Fan? Honk looked like whatever dots he had on him are keeping him out of CC. Does eventually have another sap maybe? Kidney shot available? If he has a kidney, that could be the end. Got road into a kidney shot to follow. Get himself some dots up and running. Maledict onto Honk and looking to maybe go for a little bit more kiting. Honk trying to use a little bit of that crucible healing. Not going to be able to keep himself load. Does get a concoction though, but that's just going to stop that Maledict healing prevention. Still has dots rolling. Phantom Knife, cheap shot by Vinci. Hong, this is your one and only chance right here. Nope, shortest kidney in the world. And down he goes. Very unlucky, Hong. Very unlucky. But you played well. That was a hard one to come back from. Vinci, I've had 2 openers in you back-to-back. A second one with a Maledict. Like, one you're melting, the other you just mallied. You said what? Trying to give a little bit of a bow? A little bit of a... Ha-ha! Now that's going to be a nice honorable duel between 2 rogues. Throwing nice so we don't have to go for resets. Kidney shot is going to come out for a Vinci, so he's going to land the opener. I like that. He's going to use that crucible to get the damage rolling early on. You said what? The you said what is going to first get his dots up and running onto Vinci before going for a kidney shot. Now it's his opportunity to go for some damage. 1 crucible comes out. Second for a self heal. Cloak shot is for you said what right now? Just to deal with a bit of that damage. Cloak shot is for Vinci as well. Both these rogues have evasion if things go bad. You said what? Activating his evasion. That's going to be a blind onto him. He has a trinket, has a blind of his own. And Vinci has a trinket and now no more blind. You said what needs to trinket the right ability here. He needs to trinket the right ability. Because he is super low on health. Go road, rupture, kidney shot, trinkets and immediately turns around the kidney shot onto Vinci. Does get a trinket out of him. Blind! Oh, but you said what is still melting? Oh my god, Vinci probably shouldn't have trinketed that one because that actually is going to be a perfect setup for you. Said what? Now he got the advantage. Vinci is still holding on to evasion. You said what has a vanish. Vinci also has a vanish. But you said what could have a vendetta. So without vanish, you won't be able to run anywhere. So eventually, the only thing he has an advantage. Oh! You said what? Wasn't able to get a full opener with that sap, and down it goes. That is so unlucky. I was expecting for that to be clean. But that's unlucky, man. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. That's why it's perfect not to go for a Garrote Rupture, unless if you're just not feeling super lucky about it. Chill Pills right there. Last man standing on Team Red. Looking to end eventually, if possible, gripping him, yoinking him back in, trying to chain him down with a chain of ice. But eventually did have a sprint and an honor town to keep him prevented from slows for a little bit of time while sprint goes up. MS to follow for Chill Pills right now. Just to continue keeping Avinci next to him. Is he getting hit with a Vendetta? It's so hard to see because Vendetta, you gotta look for these special effects. You gotta do it for the skulls floating away, but Chilpa's got a bunch of things floating away from him. Does get to read dot and a grip back in onto Avinci, not letting the roll go anywhere. Avinci has evasion as a last measure. And he might just have to play with that evasion and do as much as he can. Stun to follow. That evasion is useless. And down he goes. Chill Pills does take down Avinci after he has wrecked everybody on Team Red with the time that he's been alive. Blood is up next though, landing a killer shot on Chill Pills, looking for that sub-rogue damage, one-shot wombo combo, cheap shot to follow. Chill Pills does get himself Death Strike between those stuns, quite meaningful amount of healing. Because that's the most amount of damage that Blood has within the first 5 seconds. Last 5 seconds, you heal for a portion of that heal. Chill Pills gets it, increasing his own health with a trinket right now to at least stay alive a little bit longer, going for that transfusion healing. Blood goes for a blind, does Chill Pills trinket it? He might not even have it. Yo, Blood could actually end him. Chill Pills did use a trinket. That's why he's looking a little bit red to increase his own health pool. So once after that trinket dissipates, he's going to have not that much health loss. Not as much health loss as I thought he would. He'll lose some health. Going to be immediate Lichborn into a death back for Chill Pills just so he can get himself some healing or some health. And it's going to get some damage rolling into Blood. Needs to get that damage to ramp up. That Remorseless Winter is going to be very, very little tiptoey damage onto Blood. Good, it's going to use for a Cloak of Shadows and get himself a Crucible heal to follow as Chill Pills was able to recover some health. MS available. And Blood is going to get away without any... It looks like he does have some sort of dot or some sort of damage ability on him that keeps him out of stealth. Blood, Chill Pills trying not to get sapped up if possible. Does get to hit him into Remorseless Winter. Blood is not going to be able to sap him. Chill Pills got in combat immediately. He's going to shrink it out of the kidney shot with a transfusion to follow. Got himself Remorseless Winter, so it's going to be quite a bit amount of damage, even if he's in CC. Blood is now on his back toes, having to use Crucible defensively just to heal. And he's using Sprint trying to get away from Chill Pills. Chain of Ice coming down. Couldn't quite make it around the corner without Sprint. Stun into Blood. He does trick it out of it into a cheap shot into Pills. It's going to be the shortest cheap shot ever. Blood has nothing left. Crucibles are the only thing that are trying to stave off the damage here. But he's completely out of bounds. And Chill Pills does end up eliminating him. And it looks like Twisty is DC'd. No, that's so sad. No, Chill Pills, dude, it would have come down. Oh, he's back! The boy's back! He's actually going to be the Frost DK versus Frost! The last duel of the century! 39% dampening. AMS coming out of Twisty in the opener, dropping down the massive breath by the airstrike of a dragon. Chill Pills turning around with a bit of a transfusion to follow. Twisty trying to maintain a bit of his damage right now. Is going for some damage to his own, so is Chill Pills. Remorse switch coming up for Pills. Twisty does not play Remorses, but he's going to use it in part of his rotation. Lidgeborn for Chill Pills off of that stun. Transfusion for Twisty just to maintain himself a little bit longer. Chill Pills trying to keep the pressure afloat. Twisty getting himself hit with a death pack, tricking it out of that stun. He's actually necrotic down completely, trying to heal through his necrotics. 42% dampening, not gonna allow you a lot of healing. Actually put himself in a bad situation, and down he goes. Very well played, Chill. Very well played, Twisty. Very well played, everybody. Yo, eventually went with a 4, dude. 4 people down. And then Chill Pills crawl back from the dead. Literally. I'm so sad for the you said what, dude. He and eventually had such a good duel, but then that Garrode auto attack broke the sap and then just slammed him with the kidney right after. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. Alright, let's get on them going, boys. Who else is ready? We had Player play against Night King. We had Boris play against Seavark. We got ourselves Raven with a group. Who wants to duel Raven? Anybody ready? Anybody ready? Anybody ready? Anybody? Hey, swing! We're still ready. Night King just played. I want to see if Seawork or Boris are ready by any chance. If he's the only one that responds in like 3, 2. I think Seawork actually might be gone, so we might get Night King in there. If you have a full group of 5 DPS on Horde, should join. What should I do to join? My B tag is Quappy. To join the duels, if you have a 5-man group, just add me on Reloaded Dalaran hashtag 1340 Quappy. I can't get you in, my man. It was mutilated. Press mutilate and said no. That would do it. Yeah, that would do it. See the arenas are the. You can't see arenas with his Asmongold abilities. What? Anyone ready? Oh, I mutilated. That's unlucky. What dot or AoE was that? If you could have gotten away, it would have just been okay. It must have been an Azeroth thing or Crucible. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I wish we could see like what essences they're running too, dude. I wish we could see what essences they're running. Lock for the night, I think. Oh, okay. Let me get Quappy then. I'm gonna try to see if I can get you in so we can get another person in. Quappy hashtag 1493. Hopefully you don't try to add me before, because this will be the fastest way to do it. Let's get Night King and Raven then, because Night King said he is all good to go. This is the first one. Oh, wait, Quappy's in. Wait, can we get Quappy? Quappy, PM me right now if you got a group, because I'll get you versus Raven. Are you here? Are you good to go? Okay, Quappy. Quappy and Raven. Let's get them in, just to get some new people in, man. Let's get some new people in, get some variety, get some fresh blood in here. You know what I mean? Tiger, speak! That's a good map. That's a good map. Cool, now we got like 4 groups to work with. Perfect. If you guys want to rotate people and just get like 1 or 2 new people every time, that'd be great. Whatever works, whatever works. Just send you get it. I sent you, man. I sent you. Whoa, you got like 3 rogues on your team. What the hell? Hope you guys get a 5th. Twitch. We got ourselves Black Stabbath on Team Red. Put some clothes on, man. We got ourselves Hornstar as I like that mask on them. Why does that mask look so funny? It's like you got like a little bunker setup going on. That's like the perfect introvert helmet, dude. It's like you got your safe space and everything, but you can still interact with the world. You also got Kazoo as well in the back. We got Lupus as well as Valorop. Oh, what's up, Valorop? And Team Blue is missing 1 person, but they got ourselves Flares. We also got Love in the back. How's it going, Love? Hope you're having a good one. We got Max Lol. We got Rogue Fiesta here, and we got ourselves Tarsis W as an arms warrior. Well, I mean, it looks like they have like what, 1 gladiator, 2 gladiator, And we got Love, who's a beautiful butterfly. And looks like Tarsus is going up first. Alrighty. Maybe those two glads will basically be like 1.5 men. Whoever is your fifth, dude, if they still get in the game, they're still good to go, man. But look at that variety. Valor getting an opener onto Tarsus, popping in defensive stance in the opener. As an arms warrior, that's going to be quite a challenging fight, especially against a red paladin too. Like healing versus no healing. It's going to be tough. But Tarsus has got himself at least a decent setup here versus Valor. Seeing wings coming out. Is he going to go for disarm? He is! Disarming Valor for just a second, at least stopping him from doing some damage. Valor still getting those judgments in here and there. Stormbolt into Valor after getting that Warbreaker in, but that's going to be quite lots of damage from the red paladin. Tarsus got himself a bit of a reflect, having to rotate into, die by the sword, commanding shadow last second as he gets hit with a Hodge. Literally every defensive is gone for him. He doesn't have any way to heal again. Guardian of Azeroth popping in for Tarsus right now as he gets himself an avatar with a fear onto Valrip. Does he play any kind of heals at all? He does not, I don't think. So it's going to be him trying to do whatever damage he can. Valor lagging a little bit. Tarsus, super low on health. Tarkus, I almost want to call him Tarsus just because I feel like it's called Tar. Tar or Val. Varlip. Some of you guys' names. No, Tarsus works. CIS, Tarsus. Yeah, it's like where it works. He's still getting that huge heals from the Underrod Trinket at least. That's the only thing giving him any advantage into a disarm onto Valor. Trinket out of the hammer just as a second set of wings coming out from Val. And Tarsus gets so slow onto Valor, but just try to see if he can run away. Getting hit with a hand of hindrance with a reflect available. Stormbolt to follow. Tarsus doesn't really have a lot left here. Does get himself a bit of an Underrod Trinket to proc them. So at least maintaining his health somehow. Oh my god, how are you still alive? How are you still maintaining your health? It's incredible. Does get mounted at the very least. Not a lot you can really do in this situation though versus Valorib. Does get himself at least a Colossus Smash working. Or Warbreaker. Blade storming his way out of here. Barely any health left. Does get a reflect and Valorib knows not to reflect into that. No Underrod Trinket procking. Tarsus, your Underrod Trinket just one proc. Procking right now actually might be able to give him a little bit of healing. Quite a bit of health. Quite a bit of health. Needs a lot more procs though to survive against a Paladin. Holy crap, you've been so lucky, dude. You're like an SOB into a disarm into Valor. Still, he's going to have judgments and everything available. He's still got to reserve judgments for you. Does he got reflect? Fear onto the Paladin with a reflect in case he gets a trinket out under Rod Trinket procking again. How is this man still alive? I don't know if he will be able to beat a Paladin, but the fact that he is still alive and still just playing out that Under Rod Trinket, trying to get whatever healing he can, that's a miracle. It's going to be a Hodge as he has defensive stance up, but I don't know if we're really going to do a lot for him. And Tarsus is looking to get a Stormbolt onto Valor. Trinket out of Val right now, and Tarsus is going down at the very last second. Very unlucky, my man. That's so sad to see. Love is going to be up next though, playing that assassination, trying to give this Valor guy some love and give him that big old vendetta, trying to stab him with the mutilates. Evasion coming out for him as Valor is actually kind of on the ropes right now, not willing to use the defensive yet. He is dropping down the health. That's quite a lot of dot damage actually for Love. Whoa, that's actually quite good. Valor is going to be able to recover a lot though. Love needs to waddle over there and sap him or something. Does send him with a Garrote, not letting him get a full reset. Into a Kindle Shot to follow. No Trinket available for Valor with a Malik right now and a Vendetta. So he's got himself quite a bit of damage. Valor decided, you know what, this is worth bubble. Hopefully he didn't try to Hodge Love just now in the Cloak of Shadows. But he's going to get himself a second set of wings and try to catch up on stealth or on health. Well, Love is going to be the one going for stealth. That was so unlucky, dude. That was so unlucky. The amount of allows the Pala gave. Could have done a ton more healing. Yeah, but it's tough, man. Doesn't have second win. Could have had a lot of heals by now. Yeah, it defensive stands, but like second one is just so meh, you know what I mean? Get a shot onto Valor right now by Love, trying to go for double Crucible onto the Paladin. He's gonna get that Underrod Trinket procking. That was actually a vanish out of Love with another Garrote onto Valor. He's gonna hit him with a blind while he's at half his health. No bubble available for Valor. Does have a Blessing of Protection. Might be able to get a Shield of Vengeance in between of cheap shots or something. Love, is he gonna have himself that Mark for the Death Kidney Shot available by the time you're done with a blind and a triple sap? Maybe? No, he doesn't quite have it yet, but it's going to get a Shadow Step to Valor, Kidney Shot to follow, or Hodge coming out, Kidney Shot to turn around to Valor. Might be seeing a Blood of the Enemy. I'm saying every wrong ability. Might be seeing a Blessing of Protection or Blood of the Enemy out of him. Love just gave him a little bit of loving, but he actually just backed out completely, waiting for that Vendetta. Love doesn't have a single defensive room, no Trinket, no Vanish, no Cloak of Shadows, Evasion coming up in about 16 seconds, and Varop is looking very clean. And here's Nick. That's the fifth. They got a fifth. They got a fifth. Going to be a Garrote opener for Love onto Valrip. The Paladin getting locked in the kidney shot. Trinket it out of the kidney, though. Perfect opportunity for him to go for some damage. If he gets a Hodge onto Love, he might be a perfect situation. Trying to see if he can catch up to the guy. Pony up as Love going for a bit of a sprint. The Paladin cannot catch up to just the speed of this rogue. Opening with a cheap shot, though, out of that re-stealth with a Garrote to follow. And Val is going to have to go for a bit of flash of lights. Love could have just went for a sap, I feel like. Unless the dots were still on Valor for a little bit, I think Love could have just went for a sap. I think that's what all he needed. That's going to be a Paladin picking up the eye, looking for the rogue immediately. It's going to actually get him out in the open before Love is able to even land a Garrote. Shadow stepping just to land the Garrote. Looking to get the dots. Another kidney shot onto Val with a Maledict to follow. Dust of Vendetta going to be a blessing of protection. The Maledict is going to rack up on him, but a click of shadows coming out for Love. Looking to just whittle down Valor of all his cooldowns every time he gets a reset and an opener. That's not Nick. Is it not? Oh yeah, you're right. It's not Nick. Look at his name. Not Nick, by the way. Haha. Hee hee. Alright, Paladin and the Rogue. Yeah, kind of. I was going to say engaging with each other, but Valor just wanted to give him a little love tap. Little butt pat with that Garrote and just run away. He's flirting with this guy, literally. He's not committing to a relationship. He just wants to flirt. He just wants to mess around. Get a shot to follow onto Val. Does he have a human racial or a trinket? He doesn't have either one. Should have one coming up actually soon, though. With a Garrote to follow by the Rogue. Then Shield of Vengeance available for Val if he ever needs it. Going to be instant trinket out of Love. And he still goes for a full reset, dude. He's just teasing this guy 7 minutes in. 7 minutes. And Love is still just hanging in. Val doesn't have a bubble. Doesn't have a bob. Shield of Vengeance off. Might have wings. Trinket coming up in just a little bit. And Val never able to really get that Shield of Vengeance, I guess, due to the Garrote. Is going to be able to human racial himself out of that stun, though. Love does have evasion rolling. Is looking to maybe get away from Val for a second. Val needs to go for wings or something. That's another defensive down. And human racial down for the council. Love next go if he has a vendetta. Val just can't even do anything about it. Might be able to hodge him. But that's about it. This rogue is just literally getting in, getting any cooldown out, backing out. But he's so good at it. I was expecting for Val to use Hand of Hindrance or something to slow him down, right? As he's trying to run away. Garrote in the opener, kidney shot to follow. Going for a bit of damage. Crucible after. Does he have the Maledict? Maybe, you know, I think he has a Maledict with a Vendetta. Gonna be Val with some wings. Love, no trinket available. Val finally getting to unload all that pressure, all the frustration into the rogue, and down he goes. Oh my god. Ow, all that work for a full set. And Nick, as an arcane mage, is going to be up next, getting some slows onto Val. The Paladin's worst nightmare are the slows. Does he get to interrupt him? Oh, got a knockout, but didn't quite get a blink interrupt, though. Looking for another blink again, trying to stay as mobile as possible. Val got himself a Hand of Freedom, though. Cannot be stolen, though. Hand of Freedom, if it's honor talent, it cannot be stolen. Does go for a root without that Hand of Freedom. Arcane Blasts are going to come out by the Arcane Mage. Val has nowhere to go, trying to continue healing himself as best as possible. But he's got nothing. Instant trinket coming out for not Nick, by the way, onto Val. Try not to get a blink interrupt on, though. He's trying not to get... Oh, almost got it. Almost got it. He actually had such just a pixel of like wall as he blinked back to it. Oh, Val looking like he's going to have quite a bit of recovery with how long that duel against the Rogue went. He actually have bubble back up right now. And Blessing of Protection, only 2-minute wait. And it looks like Nick is just going to go behind him. Not behind anywhere, but actually just next to a wall and just hang. Just gonna let him reset, I guess. Might as well, right? It's gonna be a bit of a tough battle for the Arcane Mage. Like, if Love literally died earlier, like, this would have been easier, but with a bubble guarantee. Like, Val has still definitely got a game ahead of him. A mage with those blinks and constant slows. Val got himself Hand of Freedom, and he needs to find someone on his side as he uses Hand of Freedom. Or try to go for a kill. Bubble available. Nick does not have a trinket, though. That is one advantage. Nick, it doesn't show up that he has or doesn't have a trinket on UI. It shows that he still has a trinket. But he definitely doesn't. He trinketed something earlier. And Val is fine extending this game. And it's going to get a high into dampening. Nick going to get quite a bit of a blink away from Val as he got himself a bit of a mount up. Got himself a little bit of line of sight. Nick just using that mobility as best he can. Double pony up, it looked like, by Val. Was that double pony up, or is that just the first time he mounted? Is that double? It might have been a double pony. But Nick just tried to avoid the Paladin as best as possible. Quite a bit of room in certain areas of the map, like this corner right here. You can really get yourself some decent amount of room. 10 minutes in, 32% dampening, boys. Take your bets. Arcane Mage or Red Paladin. Take your bets right now. Paladin is my snack, yeah? You think so? That's confidence right there. Wait, he's just chilling. Is it just like, man, I'm so tired of this Paladin? Maybe he's trying to juke him out. He's gonna get himself a little bit over. Ooh, stealing that Underrod Trinket proc. That's gonna be quite good. Wings coming out for Valor, finally able to get some damage. Nick is gonna be able to get a blink away. How's it think a blink back available? And he's gonna play some monkey in the middle strats with Val. No blinks available for him for a bit though. And Val is gonna be able to at least recover some health. And Vince coming out for the mage. They should have a little bit of easy time. I have to spec against him to and die to mages, lol. I have to spec against them and die to mages. That's rough, man. That's rough. Polymorph coming out for Nick. Or for Val. Trinkets out of it immediately. Nick getting hit with a Hodge, immediate trinket out of it. Does have safety trinket proccing for him though. Needs to get the mobility turned up a little bit. Those judgments are doing quite a bit of damage. Val has whatever range damage he can actually going through Nick. Trying to get himself a flash of light, maybe a Judgment. Does throw a massive hammer from a distance. Judgment to follow, barely in health. Oh my god, he even stole his Underrod proc too. If he just waited a little bit longer. But Valop is 2 for... Valop actually got 3 people down. 3 for 3 right now. Is it going to be 4 for 4? As Max is coming up next. Playing now, I think more assassination by the looks of it. Maybe sub? That'd be insane if it was sub. That'd be pretty great if it was sub. That'd be fun to watch. Looks like it is going to be more assassination. It's going to go with the Orc Racial opener. Is going to get some Crucibles and just back away from the Paladin for a second. Kite him around. Might be able to go for a Shadow Step intro of Valor. Cleansing all those poisons off. And Max getting on top of him. Cloak of Shadows to follow. Val might have to pop Bubble or Bob here. Shadow Step coming out for the Rogue as he jukes out Val. And does get to use a Trinket to zap his shield. Very well done. Valp is going to have to get himself a little bit of a reset here with some health. That's going to be yet another kidney. Max is getting hyper aggressive. As soon as the kidneys are off, he's going to use them every single time by the looks of it. Val having to go for a bubble right now. And Max trying to see if he can cut him around a little bit. Val not getting offensive. He does use wings at the very late though. Evasion coming up for Max. Has a mark for death ready. Uses the Venom for him. Looking like Max was lagging a little bit. And Val got at least some mobility rolling for him. Wings are up. He's going to get him some flashlights of 46% dampening. Valor going to be in a bad situation with the next kidney shot though. Bop is the only thing he has left. If he can survive until the trinket is back up, might have a human racial at this point. But he needs to wait until his Shield of Vengeance. Max is just in such an advantage right now. No cloak, no evasion. Has advantage if needed. That's going to be a kidney shot though. Lots of damage. Valor goes for a human racial right here. Might just have to bop on top of it. Max is just trying to see if he can kill him with the knives. The poison knife damage. Flashlight coming out for the Paladin. Needs to get that healing immediately. No ticket available anymore. And right before he gets himself any kind of line of sight, Sap out in the open. Mag just has to wait it out a little bit longer. Garrod gets some calm points. Actually just goes for a cheap shot instead. Underrod Trinket proc is not going to do any kind of healing. Such little healing at this point. Flashlights as Valve still playing super defensive and just trying to run away from the Rogue. Another proc of Underrod keeping him a little afloat. 53% dampening. He's waiting for that Shield of Vengeance, I think. 30 seconds left in that. Max is going to have to wait for that kidney shot for a moment. Actually, if Alp is able to live long enough, he will definitely have that Shield of Vengeance, but it's going to be so little. That shield is also going to be reflected by the amount of dampening that's in the game. So the more dampening, the smaller that shield, the smaller the damage that shield can provide. As it reflects back to the enemy. Definitely going to have a shield, but no way out of it. Gets himself wings at the random moment. Kidney shot to follow onto Val. And down he goes. Max is in the belly of the beast though, as it looks like it's going to be a Horn taking advantage of the opportunity. Instant blind, not going to get a trinket out of the Demon Hunter though. Yeah, had to get in the belly of the beast for that one. 57% dampen, 58 now at 15, almost 15 minutes into the game, 14:35. Horn has Spectral Sight to find the Rogue, but is he going to be able to do anything about it? Max is going to play this very, very careful and get quite strong damage with those kidney shots every time onto Horn, and it'll be a good situation. Sap, full sap actually. I think it was going to be short for some reason. Into a kidney shot onto a Horn right after. It does do a little bit of damage with the Crucible to follow, and I'm just going to let the Daz do a little bit of work, bleeding him out. Spore Buds have been since 8.0. Only problem is once he got What you wanted in COS being obsolete? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that the Underrot Trinket is like so busted, but COS weapons and items were really busted. Remember that Trident that always gave you a shield? That was nuts. On the Fury Warrior, actually unkillable. And you had some COS trinkets and BOD items too that were busted. Yeah. Natural progression of items. Imprisoned onto Max right now as Horn finally gets kind of locked down, but the Rogue is still continuing to run. Shortest stun in the world. Max landing the kidney shot. Tricky coming out for Horn. Does Max go for any more defensive other than evasion? Try to see if make that evasion work. No Cloak of Shadows to double up on that. Darkness coming in for Horn. Trying to walk the Demon Hunter out of it if possible. And Horn is going to take the bait. Does Horn have anything else to follow up from there? If he has maybe like a Blade Dance after charging to Max to try to see if he can dodge a kidney shot, that might be huge, but it looks like Max got himself a full reset. Should be able to get a full... Oh, not even a sap. Cheap shot in the opener. Trying to see if he can line up for a kidney shot. Kidney shot to follow. Does he have enough damage? He does. But then Envenom takes him out. Kazoo not going to let Max out of there immediately. Stun to follow. Ticket for Max, though, does get to vanish out of the Cloak of Shadows to follow. He still finds him and still ends up nailing him. Flares is the last man standing. I would guess another Assassination Rogue on Team Blue. Where's this Kazoo now? Wait, where's Kazoo? There he is. Man, only a couple of people on Team Red even get to play, dude. Valor really just shredded the majority of people. With Max taking him down, stun into Flares. He's just going to take so much damage in the opener. Blind to Kazoo, he triggers out of immediately. Flares could go for a full kit and shot to Kazoo. He does have Blur up and running, though. Flares needs to get some dots rolling. Kazoo dropping down Darkness at a time. Flares just need to make sure that the Demon Hunter is nice, prepped, seasoned, ready to go with all those bleeds. And it's going to land a kidney shot with a Vendetta on him. Could be a full one-shot by Flares right now. Trying to get the most amount of damage out, but huge poison bomb proc. Crucible to follow. Flares barely has any health of his own. And Kazoo trying to see if he can finish off this Rogue. Cloak of Shadows coming out for the Rogue. Kazoo barely has any health. The dots are still rotting him down. Does get a Crucible. 17% dampening, though. It could be anyone's game at this point. Whoever gets the first stun wins. Flares has a trick if things ever go bad. Kazoo does have Blade Dance to follow up, too. Does get a stun to Flares to chicken out of a cheap shot to follow. And it looks like Flares might be able to take down Kazoo right after there. That cheap shot dude that did it. That's why I think maybe if Kazoo opened up with a stun into immediate Blade Dance, might have been able to dodge the cheap shot or the kidney shot. Might have gotten enough damage to the Flares immediately from there. Back up I-Beam from a distance, maybe. Crucible. But it looks like it's going to be Lupus up next. Is he playing Survival? Looks like he's either Beastmaster or Marksman. Looks like he is Beastmaster based on the cat that he has. Looks like that might be like a Spirit Beast. I think it is. So he might be Beastmaster. Like that mount has like glowing eyes. That has to be Spirit Beast. But it's going to pick up the eyes. Should be able to get the pet over there to Flares. That pet is actually going to stealth up on the guy. So Lupus knows exactly where he's at. He might be able to kite him to the pet in the opener. Nope. Looks like the eyes did wear out. Might have to go for another set of eyes. Flare maybe right on top of him. Oh, not enough. It looks like Flare's just trying to let the game last out a little bit longer, trying to get some cooldowns back up. He needs to get evasion and Cloak of Shadows, and about a 50-second left on Trinket. 18 minutes in, dude. This is the longest game already. Holy crap. Look at the wargame models, by the way. It looks so good. Female wargame models actually look so good. Trying to flare into the room, not gonna happen. Flares just kind of chilling. It's I just thought to say Flares and he throw down Flares all over the place. I just picked up on it. Looks like Lupus is gonna actually use his room to drop down Flares. Nope, he's gonna walk out. He does have random traps scattered, and Flares being very lucky with those traps. Look at you land the sap, almost walking into a freezing trap right there. Opening up on the pet with a bit of Garrod. Garrod onto the Hunter with a bit of a kidney shot to follow right after. And actually, as soon as he sees Lupus got any kind of defensive ability, he's just going to back up afterwards. Let the dots do a lot of the damage. Stun into Flares, trick inside of it immediately. The pet is going to be on him, getting him with a slow though. But the pet is at least going to be there attacking him. He's going to be able to get some dots onto the pet after that Bestial Wrath. That's going to be a concussive shot by Lupus, having to get up and melee with Flares, dropping down that Bastard's getting shot onto Lupus. Evasion for Flares right now. Lupus in a bad spot here is going to have to turtle this right now. After eating a full Crucible, no exhilaration healing coming out. He's actually still melting in Turtle Shell. He's actually just dying in Turtle Shell right now, and that's going to be it. Ends him just like that. Black Sabbath is the last man left on Team Red, having to go versus Flares. Flares down in advantage, down in Trinket, down in evasion. Black Sabbath could go just pick up the eyes right now. They could do it. Both of them could. I guess Flares might as well pick up the eyes if he sees Black Sabbath do it, right? Picked up the eyes. Not vanishing. Flair's just chilling. He just got himself a nice hidey hole to hang out in. No one to give his position away at all to the rogue. Might be able to even land a sap on him. He's getting so close. Shadow step and sap him as he had his back turned for a second. Got him. 93% dampening though. Flares is going to have the opener, but Flares does not have a trinket. So, Stabith, if he can get himself a full setup on damage here, he might be in a good position. Kidney shot turning around onto Flares. The Stabith instantly trinkets. It doesn't go for the most amount of damage, however. Collector Shadow's coming up for Flares immediately. Shadow step, cheap shot onto Flares right now. Both of these guys have blind if things ever go bad. Blind on Stabith, he has no trinket. Wait, if Flares still have Vendetta, he actually might be able to one-shot him. Will he? Stabith! I'm trying to figure out why you trinketed. I mean, he probably just wanted to go Hambo of that kidney shot. That's going to be a cheap shot onto Stabith. Flares popping in that Vendetta. Looking to maybe get a kidney shot. Flares going to hit with a blind. And Stabith is going to faint up. Couldn't even cloak this. Kidney shot, follow up onto Flares. Got his own Vendetta rolling actually. With a Crucible to follow. Cheap shot vanish afterwards. Oh, ended up taking him out in the end. I was thinking he actually just threw the game there for a second. Oh my god, look at all these abilities. What is all this? Is that from Sparticle? Or Nick? That's from Nick. Oh my god, why did he track his abilities? So weird. Anyway, that was the longest game with a lot of rogues. Oh my goodness. Whew. 98% dampening? That's not the highest dampening we've had either. Can you believe it? We've had higher than 98. 100. Down to the 100. Players back in. Alrighty, we got player. We also got Night King maybe, yeah. Can we go again for the change specs? Yeah, change a couple people too, man. Swap a couple of people out. There's a new peeps in. 6, 7, what is it? US. BFA, US, 50. Is it 60? Are we in the 60? Wait, no, big old 6-0, dude. Big old 6-0. Got a 5 we did. Let's get Quappy. Actually, we could do is we get Quappy and Night King against one another. Yeah? Jeff can get a group? Oh, I'm in a group. I'm starting a group. Alright, man. Sounds good. Let's get Night King and Quappy. We get player versus Jeff Kang. And then Raven can do somebody afterwards. Yeah? Stab Boy got this. You believe so? But he can use to get some gear and he'll be permanent #1. You think so? Such fun watching rogues. What's up, man? How you doing, my man? To be honest, Damp killed me. Yeah. Damp was tough, man. Damp was a little tough. Alright, how's it working? Are we getting it? Did it bug out? Probably bugged out. What do you think about 1v1 duels, like 5v5 real 1v1 duels? I mean, everyone could pick an enemy from the other team in each round and take revenge. Like actual 1v1s. I feel like that would take forever. Except, like, how would that work? Would you just basically like, you send one person versus one, and just no extra abilities, no nothing, fight each other, the winner gets to walk away, you send somebody else to fight each other? I kind of like this 5v5 1v1 format, you know, one person dies, the next person goes. I kind of prefer that format. I'm not against modifying or doing something different with the duel stuff, but this so far, oh my god, you got even more rogues. Can we get something more than just rogues? Team Blue? Oh my goodness, that's gonna be some booty right here, dude. That's gonna be some booty right there. Some fat booty. Not in a bad way, but that's gonna be some shit. Oh, so many rogues! Guys, I didn't even start recording, but you know how I feel. Somebody's gonna be in the comments like, wow, he's had so many rogues play. Dal has an obvious rogue bias. Haha, hee hee. You guys know how I feel about rogues. I just mentioned in the stream. Okay? Switch. Team Red missing a guy, but we got ourselves Flares. Oh, Team Rogues. Flares, Love, Max, Sarah, Dooch. I don't even know. Sarah. And we got ourselves first guy, Nick the Monk, going up on the Monkus. On Team Red, we got Chill Pills. We got ourselves Lupus going up first in the game. We got ourselves Shanky Babe and Valor. Wait, did Valor team only gonna play? No. Valor was in somebody else's team, wasn't he? Must have been, but it's gonna be Lupus up front. Hopefully, whoever is 5th in Team Red does get to join in eventually. But we'll see. Leg sweep coming out by Nick the Monk onto Lupus, locking him down with Fist of Fury with the Whirling Dragon Punch, doing quite a bit of damage. Dire Bastards dropping in. That's going to be immediate karma for Nick, with Lupus having to go for Turtle Shell and Exhilaration a little bit early. So Nick is going to back up for a moment, away from all those pets, away from the Bastards, can catch a couple of Vivifys. For Lupus, though, man, What kind of essences do hunters go for, by the way? Can you go for proc essences with like a pet being on an enemy? I don't know if they can. Because like this is a perfect opportunity for like a bunch of proc trinkets to work off of right now, yeah? Ooh, instant freezing trap on the Nick. Did not have to trick it out of it as Lupus broke that freezing trap. That's going to be rolled right after the disengage comes out for Lupus to catch up to the Hunter. Lupus getting locked out in images with Fist of Fury yet again. Freezing trap to stop him in place for a second with a charge trap to follow. Getting at least a bit of a heal with a pet. Trinket coming out for Nick the Monk as he gets hit with a pet stun and Lupus saving Trinket. Is getting procced out right now. Not looking all that healthy. Pet heal is doing quite a bit of meaningful healing for him though. Keeping him afloat and Nick is actually going to get a root onto Lupus and back up for a second, catching a couple of Vivifies. Dude, if only Beastmaster Hunters had like a pet interrupt instead of their own interrupt. Instead of counter shot like a pet interrupt to like skull bash an enemy. But it looks like Lupus is going to be down for the count. Freezing trap coming in. Barely any health left. Needs to get himself some sort of reset. That's going to be a bit of that crackling Jade Lightning taking him down. Down he goes. Very unlucky. Chill Pills is going to be the next one up, dude. The most mobile class versus the least mobile class. Chill Pills, a Frost DK versus Nick the Monk. In cap and Chill Pills in the opener. As this is going to go for a little bit of a sprint around the corner, trying to catch a bunch of Vivifies and chill for a moment. Chill Pills got some cooldowns rolling, but he just cannot catch up to this guy at all. Oh, he actually swapped out to a bunch of hammers trying to see if he can bonk him over the head. Zuen dropping in for Nick the Monk is going to use the Ring of Peace in order to bonk the Death Knight out of the ring. Went through a bunch of class in my head just now. Literally just had a stroke. With a interrupt by Chill Pills for a second. Did not really stop Nick the Monk from doing what he needed to do. Vivifies is still coming out for the Monk. There's so much mobility. If Chill Pills does not have a grip, there's just so very little you can do to just catch up to the guy. But Nick trying to see if he can lock him down in Fist of Fury. Chill Pills, as long as he's maintaining those death. Oh, right as he raises his runic weapons, he does get hit with a disarm. The weapons disappear right from his hand. Stun onto Nick the Monk. Maybe Chill Pills can finally get some damage. Got himself quite a bit of Remorseless Winter rolling. And Nick disappeared out of sight in an instant. In cap onto Chill Pills to follow up. Does get hit him on the root to follow. Gripping Nick the Monk. So it's going to be his one gap close of the grip. Not going to be available for a bit. And Nick the Monk can do a bit of a roll away. Oh, just getting hit with an interrupt. Fist of Fury to follow. Chill Pills does have a bit of transfusion rolling for death strikes. Gets himself at least one of those. Dude, I literally rolled away. The spam and Vivify. Oh! That was quite a bit of that chill streak damage though. If it's a one snowball, he might want to wait until the images are up and use chill streak. That might actually obliterate Nick the Monk. If it bounces right. That's going to be now Chill Pills taking advantage here of the Death Pact, trying to use Chain of Ice to get away from Nick for a second. Trinket out of the Monk as his Touch of Death is going to collapse onto Chill Pills, getting him with a disarm as Legendborn is up. Used to get him some death strikes immediately. Nick is going to back up as soon as the disarm is going to be gone. And this Ronaldo getting away. Chill Pills is going to have the hardest time getting himself some heals against Nick. Look at that mobility. He's going to get back in as soon as he got a Fist of Fury. Finally getting transfusion healing. In cap to follow for Nick the Monk. Catching up Vivifire 2 with a Fist of Fury to meet the Death Knight. He does get Remorseless Winter at least. So he's able to at least stack up a little bit of that Remorseless Winter damage while he's got it. Nick though, staying quite mobile, is actually going to use... What did he use just now to get himself out of movement speed? He just did something. I guess it was maybe a Tiger's Lust. It just had a different effect to it. It had like, almost like a dispel. Maybe think like, does Death Knight have like a disease as a slow? But it don't, not for Chain of Ice. But the main dot, yes. Disarm onto Chill Pills is going to get a stun back onto Nick the Monk, preventing the Fist of Fury as best as possible. Might be a grip here. Chill Pills trying not to grip as best as he can. Does get himself a bit of a heal going right now. Look at the damage. Nick does not even need to stand next to Chill Pills ever. Never is he ever going to get hit by that Remorseless Winter. It's going to be so tough for Chill. If only Death Knights had at least one big attack that could go for like big blood of the enemy, one shot in the stun. But Nick the Monk, being an orc though, doesn't even sit stuns that long. And he's been able to just outrange Chill Pills the whole time. He's either attacking him while Chill Pills is slowed, Chill Pills is incapped, Chill Pills is disarmed, or getting hit with the Fist of Fury. Oh, got himself a bit of a balance actually between him and Zuen. Took advantage of that. Look at Nick's health. A small balance a little bit. Nick's health dropped down quite a bit. Having to go for Vivifies either way. And Chill Pills is back in the prowl with this Monk. 5 minutes in, man. has been going for quite a while. It looks like whoever was the 5th man for Team Red isn't going to be making here, so that's very unlucky. Fist of Fury coming out into a stun onto Nick. Chill Pills trying to get himself a little bit of damage going, maybe a bit of a heal. Deathback coming out right now. Vivify's coming in, does get an interrupt on a Vivify. Big Dragon Kick gripping him right in, actually trying to counter him from mobility to mobility, gap closer to gap closer. Nick the Monk going for quite offensive pressure. It's going to be disarmed to Chill Pills. Might be able to get himself a Remorseless Winter and get some of that Remorseless Winter damage beef up, even while disarmed. That's exactly what he's doing. Nick the Monk is going to have a Fist of Fury soon here. Transfusion out for Chill Pills. Fist of Fury coming out for Nick the Monk. Does Chill Pills have the... Oh my god, and Nick gets himself Zuen and ports away with it before Chill Pills can get the big chill streak rolling. Because that Zuen will have enough health to take a couple of those chill streak hits. And for Nick, that'll be quite a bad amount of damage. So next time he gets his Zuen proc. That would be perfect. Grip by Chill Pills into an ink cap right after. Oh my god, look at that mobility. It's so disgustingly good. Yeah, for Chill Pills, it's going to be definitely a fight of ages. It's going to definitely go into high amount of dampening. Unless you can just nail him with that Zuen. Stun onto the Monk. He's not going to shrink it out of it. He's just going to wait it. Being an orc, he literally sits it for just a couple seconds. Karma to follow. As Chill Pills still has AMS if needed. It's actually going to use AMS and get himself quite a bit of runic power. I guess Nick decided, you know what, I might as well try to go for any kind of kill. It's very difficult to kill his Death Knight. He is really tanky. Right? He is really tanky. But it looks like Nick the Monk has a bit of damage. If he can get a good combo onto Chill Pills to really nail it down, he might stand a toe-to-toe to Chill Pills in terms of just the raw damage output. Because Chill Pills has good sustained damage but no burst. Nick the Monk has hit and run strats but no sustain. And for defensiveness, Chill Pills is definitely tankier, while Nick the Monk needs to use mobility to get away from him. And Vivifies. That's going to be a resource of energy use. Chill Pills going for the Lichborn with a stunner to Nick the Monk. He's going to get out of there scot-free. One of the advantages that Chill Pills does have when he hangs out with Nick the Monk is he does extend the CD on a lot of his defenses. Look, that Trinket went from like 3-minute CD down to 1:47, but as soon as he gets close, back down to that 3 minutes. So maybe eventually Chill Pills might be able to outlevel the cooldowns for Nick the Monk. Touch of Death coming down to Chill Pills. He goes for a bit of a death pack, dropping super low, no death strikes available while disarmed for a little bit. Does maintain the damage of the Remorseless Winter at least. He's gonna go for death strikes as soon as he can. Not gonna get the strongest death strikes ever. Zuen Pet coming out. Could be a perfect opportunity for him to get the chill streak. Does not get to use it. He did play very defensive within. Chill Pills now at very low health. Nick the Monk does not have a trinket for the next stun though. At least it's going to be one advantage. Chill Pills got himself remorses and Nick is just trying to wait it out completely. Gripped in into a stun. Maybe Chill Pills can recover some health. Couple of those death strikes getting himself stabilized a little bit. Dude, the next time Nick has the win, needs to use that chill streak. It's going to balance between him and the pet Zuen. It's going to do quite a bit of damage. That's like the one ability that Death Knights really have is in Cleave, there are monsters. Disarm as he gets a transfusion, trying to see if he can throw out with that Lichborn, trying to get a death strike or two. The Monk is trying to get away, no grip available for Chill Pills. Actually, he does get a grip for a second with one death strike. It does get an interrupt at least. Leg sweep onto Chill Pills, he breaks out of it immediately. AMS is available in case things go bad. Next Karma could be good for Nick. Chill Pills just looking to maybe CC him just for a little bit longer. I feel like Chill Pills, if he had the talent with a Remorseless Winter adding a stun after 4 stacks, that might be good against Nick because he can really just get those stuns back to back on the guy. Fist of Fury to follow a stun on Nick the Monk. Could he go for chill streak right here? Getting quite a good amount of damage into Nick, but his health is not looking that good right now. 26% dampen. He needs to get himself big death strikes right now. Playing very defensive. Could be disarm out of Nick the Monk any moment. Does get himself transfusion. The images do fade away. Interrupting Nick the Monk with an in-cap to follow immediately. Disarm into Chill Pills. Doesn't have anything left. And down he goes. That is so unfortunate. Garrode onto Nick the Monk in the opener as Shanky Babe looking to end him in a kidney shot. Crucible to follow. Does have a karma if things ever go bad. He's going to pump up his own health a little bit without wall and reverse some of the poison damage back on Shanky. Going to be a mallet right now into Nick. He doesn't have any way of healing right now. The mallet is actually going to stack up on him quite hard with a karma to follow. Shanky has evasion into a blind onto Nick the Monk. Not going to let that karma do anything. Just gonna resap him, reset him. Oh, he has no health. He triggered that immediately. He saw that he has no health and poured it. Oh my god, that was hilarious. He had no health. Shanky could have literally auto-attacked. He could have sneezed in his direction. The common cold would have ended him. Kidney shot with a crucible. Doesn't have anything left. That wall, man. 10 minutes in, we still have 4 rogues in Team Blue. Yo, whoever's the leader of Team Blue, drop half your rogues. Half of them. You can only have 2 rogues. That's way too goddamn many. That's not variety, dude. I asked for variety. What is this? Now it's gonna be stealth duels. We're only 10 minutes in. That's gonna be stealth duels. Oh my god. I hate monks, dude. Monks have disgustingly good mobility, and in duels they're really good. In duels they're exceptionally good. Plus in 2s and 3s they have really good damage too. They are quite squished without karma. So at least it's one advantage. They are quite squished without karma. But the control they have. Ooh, Garrod onto Max, getting a shot onto Shanky. He does have a trinket if things ever go really bad. But it's going to be double Crucible for Max, trying to get as much damage into Shank. He's going to get himself a heal with a bit of a concoction. But Max now has a massive advantage, dude. Has a massive advantage with all his dots, and he's going to be able to catch himself a guaranteed reset. Shank, by the time his dots fall off, he's not going to be able to catch a restealth. Well, he looks like he did catch a restealth, actually. Sap into Max. He actually got himself a clean reset. Kidney shot to follow and everything. Max going to take quite a bit of damage here in the opener. Double Crucible maybe for Shank is going to get himself a feint. Kidney shot onto Shank for a second. Max could really upscale the damage with a Vendetta. Get himself a nice poison bomb proc with a second Crucible to follow. So Max is the one who gets out of the fight with being the last one to hit all those dots. Shank tried to see if he could sprint to him. Looks like it's not going to happen though. Trying to see if he could Phantomize him. Does he get him? Looks like he did clip him a little. Put him in combat at least. I think. Maybe. Looks like both of those two got a reset, but Shank still has dots getting sapped up. The dots fall off alright as that sap hits, though. Very unlucky. If he just waited with that reset for just a second, it would have been alright. Instant trigger for Shank. Kidney shot onto Max. Could go for some big damage right now, forcing defense out on Max with a Maledict. Could be a Cloak of Shadows for Max right here as he popped evasion. Cloak of Shadows overlapped on top of it. Shank barely has any health as well. Blind onto Max. Max still holding on to a trinket. Shank. I think he just opened up with a cheap shot. Max would trinket it. Trinket it out for no reason and just got a kidney shot. Okay, he didn't want to play. He just wanted to surprise him, it looks like. And Valorp is the last man left in Team Red. Is he going to let him get the full honor duel? Or maybe he just got a reset and you can't find him. Could be either way. The Emperor is like necrotic, but it ramps up. Yep. Pretty crazy. Amazing pillar dancing. I guess. 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in, 48% dampening on Valorp. At least Valorp doesn't have to go against Love. Last time that went, dude. Remember that? Just the other game? Oh my goodness. Maybe Max will be able to finish this game off quickly. Or maybe Valorp will be able to really get an upper hand here. Cheap shot opener by Max. Is going to get himself a kidney shot right after, it looks like. Is going to go for the double stun with a Crucible in the opener while he has an Orc Racial running onto Valorp. He's going to get himself a bit of a pre-feint rolling when dealing with Val. Fireworks flying up in the air as Valorp got himself some wings up and running with his Shield of Vengeance, looking to maybe get the shield to pop into Max. Looks like he's not going to be next to him as it happens. Max caught a full reset. Trog maybe getting a kick onto Valorp's heel. That's going to be a Hodge onto Max. Valorp got himself some wings. Doesn't have the most amount of damage. Oh, wait! That last sample is just... What was that? That was huge! And Max having to scurry away to the other side of the pillar. Oh my god, he gotta recover, dude. He gotta not only drink up some healing potions, but he also gotta mentally, like, what the hell just hit me? My life flashed before my eyes. 14 minutes in, 55% dampening. Valorp still has Bubble and Bop. And Max getting a Cloak of Shadow soon, getting an evasion soon, trinket almost available, and feeling pretty confident right now. Open up with a Garrod, kidney shot onto Valorp, trying to see if he can lock him down. A little bit of damage, Crucible to follow, trying to do as much as he can. Valorp going to get a Hodge in it. Does he have the damage to follow? Max actually a quite lowish amount of health. Might be enough damage here for Valorp. Is going to get him so bubble at the last second. Max almost had him. Cloak shot is for Max right now. Valorp does not have a way to catch up to him. Max still sprinting, does get a slow. Bubble almost off actually. Max will turn this around. Does get a feint rolling, and Valorp is going to catch himself a heal or two. But actually probably could have just went and tried to finish off Max right now. Did not feel all the confident. Has a bop and trinket if ever needed. Max now has a trinket up too. Probably has a blind as well. Shadow step and kidney shot into Valorp, expecting a trinket out of him. Valorp gets a slow and a flash of light. So that's a trinket out of Valorp. Max, Bop is the only thing he has left now. Bop is the only thing he has left, but Max is feeling pretty confident right now. He's going to get himself a Crucible for a little bit. Probably should have used Crucible offensively maybe. But I guess we'll see. Valorp tried to catch up on a couple flash of lights. And Mag's just sneaking around the corner trying to get some dots rolling into Valor, but not really trying to stay next to him as he's trying to get to the other side of the pillar immediately. Valor catching a couple of flashlights as soon as he can with the slow onto the rogue. He does throw a knife at him. Might be able to shadow step and then hit him with an interrupt. That might be what he's trying to do. Trying to sprint into the guy. Coming out for the high. Oh, Valor. Got Valor low enough. And down he goes. Okay. Alright. Where are the unholy death knights? I don't know, Petite. I have no idea. Alrighty. So whose team was it just now? It was Squappy, I think, yeah? It was Squappy's team full of rogues? Yeah, let's get some variety in there, man. Boris got a group? Alright, perfect. Boris got a group. Jeff Kang got a group. Let's get Boris. I think I said player. I think I said player versus Jeff Kang, but Boris, we haven't seen him in a while, man. Let's get Boris in him. Because he said he had to go last time. Let's get Boris in for a bit. Fixing it? Alright, go for it, my man. Yo, again, no more rogues. Dude, I'm fine with you playing whatever comps you wanna. Just a little bit of variety was so cool. Because it's so 4 rogues, this is gonna be a stealth duel the whole time. You can keep that monk if that's you. If you're with a monk or whatever, you can stay however you wanna be my man. But just a bit of variety. I know you wanna get like some buds in there or whatever, that's all cool, man. But like, yo, you got like an ult you wanna fuck around on, like a mage or something, like a shadow priest, you got some dope moves on. Anything. Arms warrior. Play whatever you want in the end though. Let's get Boris and Jeff Kang, as the Europeans would say. What? Boris? Jeff? Wait. Stressful going versus Rogues and Damn. Yeah, it is. Don't blame me. I'm new to the game on the channel. What's up, Mr. Phoenix? How my man? Why on YouTube? I did Twitch for the longest, and then I tried YouTube for 3 days. I liked it. That's it. Dude, I play Outlaw main for PvP, PvE, everything. I feel like at this point, if you've been watching the channel for the longest, if you didn't realize that I am dead set on doing what I like, even if it might not be the most meta thing, I'm dead set on doing what I like. What was that? That's a good message. Just do whatever you want. I'm gonna group with Boris. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's Boris was the player then. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I gotcha. So player does get to play. Is Azeroth events affected by dampening? I believe so. I believe so. Everything that heals you affected by dampening. Like Safety Trinket has a smaller shield. Shield of Vengeance has a smaller shield. So yeah, all of it affected by dampening. Let's see, spikes, flame pits, and chainsaws next to pillars to make fear a derp. I think it kind of balance the game around line of sight though. You know what I mean? The balance while around line of sight. So, I don't really know. Huh. What would you guys say about a 5v5 1v1 duel all tanks? 5v5 1v1 duel all tanks. What would you say about that? Switch. What do we got today? We got ourselves. Let's go with Team Red. We got Demoniac here with Oni, you Purder in the back. We got Tankable, Regas, Ag, Garth. I don't know what that means. Unless you start yelling, go back to retail. We got ourselves Sar in here as well versus Team Blue with Avinci. We got ourselves Frost Steel. We got ourselves what looks like it's gonna be None Given, bro. Magar, Hunter, Orc. P-Blood in the back, a Twisty as well. None Given, looking like he's going to be going up first versus Sar, hunting themselves some pharaohs. Asper, always guys, good luck and have fun. Unless you're cat form or stealthy, unless you're dueling bad at cat form and stealth. Unless you're dueling, mage buffs allowed to be exchanged, warrior buffs allowed to be exchanged, warlock hellstones are allowed to be exchanged. I think it's about everything else with these classes. Yeah, all good. Mage food also allowed, by the way, if you want to grab it. If you grab a mage in your team, you get mage food. None given, getting opened up on by Tsar in the opener though. Couldn't quite find him up, but that's going to be double stunned by Tsar with a rake and a bash. And Tsar got himself a bit of a thorns up and running. None given, tried to see if he could bail out away from Tsar for just a second. No, going to be another stun with that maim. Stun onto Tsar right now. Trinket's out of it a little bit late though, and None given just tried to see if he can cut him around. Tsar not looking for any line to side. That's going to be a perfect opportunity for None given to ramp up the damage with his sped. Look at Tsar itself having to pop a wall now, looking to maybe get a little bit of line of sight. None given, if he could just keep line of sight of the Feral, he might be in a good spot. Actually rooted down the pet, and None given is actually trying to force him around the pillar with his pet to connect. Second wall coming out for Tsar. He's actually melting to the pet. That's going to be Bisho right down for the count with a maim onto None given. He trinkets out of it while getting himself a pet heal rolling. Tsar using Crucible as an offensive. That's going to be a bit of a root on Tsar. Actually needs to power shift it just to get out of it. That's going to be a concussive shot immediately as soon as he power shifts. Going to get himself a Bisho Wrath. Needs to find a way, some line of sight on Tsar. Tsar going away from line pillar. Probably worst position possible. Not given has perfect opportunity to get him out in the open. That's going to be a little bit of thorns. That's going to slow the pet down by a hair. But None given needs to continue the special with that pet attack. Needs to make sure kill commands and Bisho Wraths are getting work done. Trying to slow down the pet. Freezing trap to try to trap for the second. Perfect opportunity for None given to get some damage opportunity. Tsar could catch himself a reset unless None given stops him. Does hit him with a Bisho, with a bit of a dire. What is that ability? It used to be Dire Beast, but now it's Barb Shot, I believe, right? That's going to be a bit of a maim onto None given with a root on him. Tsar's going to be able to take that pet behind the pillar and actually just get free calm points off of it. Stun onto Tsar right now. Probably shouldn't be poking out like that behind the pillar. Probably should be hanging out there while he's got it into a bit of crows. Does get himself renewal, and None given has him out in the open. No walls available. Tsar is in a bad situation. Does get himself a bit of a swiftman into a root as he tries to get behind. Has a power shift, but down it goes. None given hunting down the Feral in the opener, and Demoniac is walking up at him next. That's going to be basically the Feral game all over again. Dust of the pet next to him. Sap onto the Feral. Sap to the pet, I mean. And a freezing trap with Demoniac before he can really get his blade sunken. Imagine those just stabbing you with those things, dude. With those corkscrew looking things. But that's going to be kidney shot onto None given. He does go for a bit of a pet heal, so that's going to be quite huge. With a Mata going for Demoniac. None given going for a bit of a self heal to try to deal with that Mally a little bit. That's going to be Turtle Shell coming out. Did None given get hit with the Vendetta? He did. So that's actually a Vendetta for the Turtle Shell. So None given is going to be down a big defensive cooldown for a bit. Into a stun onto None given. Short stun, however. None given still has plenty of ways to get out of CC. That's gonna be his freezing trap. Demoniac not trinketing anything. None given, at least able to walk away from the rogue for a moment. Shadow step into the hunter into a disengage right afterwards. Has the binding shot to root down Demoniac, which is actually going to be quite huge. This is where None given finally can go for a little bit of damage. Evasion is up for Demoniac. Goes for a bit of a feign death for a moment, but that's going to be getting shot. Chickens out of it with a binding shot on Demoniac. Good cloak of shadows. It does go for a cloak with evasion up and running for a little bit longer. Survival of the fittest for None given. Trying to keep him afloat. Doesn't have any more heals available. Does he get another freezing trap? He does. Straight out available for Demoniac. Does he go for it? He does not. None given using whatever crucibles he has left in order to give himself whatever healing possible. Get himself a nice crit buff, but that's going to be still a kidney shot by Demoniac regardless. None given. Get himself that last pet heal. This might be the pet heal to help him survive. Safe to shrink it onto Demoniac right now. Does he have the pet to dispel that thing? Demoniac is actually safety and not safe to shrink it for a bit. None given. Needs to ramp up just a bit more damage. Flare off of the advantage. Demoniac needs to get himself one more kidney shot. Big and Venom, and does get it at the very end. Just kept trucking the damage into the hunter from the very get-go. Just kept sticking on the guy, and is going to be able to land a sap onto Frostleet. So Frost is going to have himself quite a bit of a challenge catching up to Demoniac. Demoniac still holding on to Trinket. He needs to find the rogue immediately though. No evasion, no cloak, no vanish. He has himself in the right spot. If he can just go pick up the eyes immediately, that's what I would do. Just mount up and pick it up. He's looking for him. He's like, oh, he could attack me. Demoniac is just like, I'm just going to chill in the back. I even got mage foot in case the Frostleet goes for a bit of a, yeah, there he goes. There he goes. Frostleet, man, you got about 40 seconds left on defenses. If you can get those defenses on Demoniac early, you might be in a good spot. Shadow Step coming in for Demoniac. Try to get a sap onto the Death Knight. That's going to be kidney shot onto Frostleet. He goes for a Lichborn. Try to get a chain onto Demoniac with a stun to follow, with a Malik rolling up onto Frost. But Demoniac still does not have a lot of good defenses to work with. As long as Chain of Ice are on Demoniac, he's not going anywhere. Blind onto Frostleet, trinkets out of it immediately. Demoniac could go maybe for a kidney shot. Transfusion up for Frostleet. Needs to maintain Chain of Ice. Don't let this rogue get out away from you, man. Needs to Chain of Ice him. Yeah, there we go. Demonic has Feint available, has a trinket if things ever really go bad. Kidder shot onto Frost lead, and it looks like he is going to be able to break the shackles of the Chain of Ice. But he still should have the Death Knight Frost Fever dot on him. So Corsair can still catch up. Demonic could not catch a good sap, but does catch himself at least a cheap shot onto Frost lead. Evasion is up for him right now. Frost lead this way needs to use as much magic damage. He's trying to ramp up a little bit of Remorseless Winter. Doesn't get Demoniac. He barely has him. Cloak of Shadows for Demoniac as he gets himself a little bit of a concoction rolling. No trinket still. What is the trinket, Demoniac? He doesn't even want to use it ever. Maybe he's relentless. Maybe that's the thing he's got going on here. Transfusion up for Froststeel. Not going to be going down without a fight. Chain of Ice on Demoniac does get gripped in. I think Demoniac has won his last feed. I don't know how he's going to get out of this one alive. Barely any health left. Didn't trinket anything early. Down he goes. Played it out to the very end. It looks like Tang Bull and Oniyu are both charging in. And it looks like Tang Bull or Oniyu. I'm pretty sure Oniyu was supposed to go next, but Tang Bull ended up confusing it. And he decided to get at Froststeel immediately. But that's okay. That's alright. Oniyu's next then. Whatever goes. Tang Bull playing the blood of the enemy. That's why he needs to go for the most amount of damage. It is blood of the enemy Froststeel. If he has a rank 3, he didn't have any big damage to go off of that. You might not have been the best move then. Stun onto Tang Bull, chink inside of it immediately. Froststeel getting Remorseless Winter up and running. Needs to get some death strikes. The transfusion comes in. Tang Bull is going to be tanky, and also he is a bull. Doing a bit of backpedaling though. Not really sure if that should be the play there. I wonder if he's running double Katiku though. He does have the weapon, or at least the skin for that weapon. But there's two weapons with the same skin as Katiku, as well as there's one from Freehold. It's like a jeweled shark splitter, right? Is that the weapon? Tang Bull getting himself quite a bit of healing with that enraged regeneration. Froststeel getting cooldowns back little by little. IBF available. It's actually got himself some rotational damage to work with here as he gets himself runic power weapon. Tang Bull is completely out of options here. He's not going to have a trinket for 3 minutes because of Froststeel's aura. I think it's Cold Stop aura that increases the cooldown of all of your abilities. So Tang Bull is not going to see those cooldowns for quite a while. Finally, his trinket is a 2-minute mark. Finally, it's a more normalized mark. I think he adds like a minute extra to a lot of the 2-minute, 3-minute cooldowns. But Tang Bull, nothing left, nothing in the tank. And down he goes. Froststeel going up next to onto On EU, landing that AMS immediately as Ibeam comes in for On EU. Used to catch up on quite a bit of heals. On EU though is in a good position. Froststeel has IBF. So actually, oh wait, no, he's Lichborn, so we never know when he has it up because it doesn't show up on the UI for Frost Deathens in particular for whatever reason. But that's gonna be Froststeel landing a little bit on Lichborn, trying to go for a bit of heals. Oniyu is looking still really good. Stun into Oniyu. Froststeel is looking just to get himself a little bit of a backup, a little bit of a retreat. Transfusion to follow. Doesn't get too many death strikes. Did not have a grip for Oniyu. That's gonna be free shots from above. Next up is gonna be P-Blood. Already positioned himself as a sub-row. Gonna be a blade dance for Oniyu, catching blood out in the open with a stun to follow. Ibeam right after, turning the damage around that opener onto blood as he's just trying to get some calm points in the opener. Oh, trying to go for a stun onto Oniyu. I think trying to go for a kidney shot, but he metamorphosed it. So no kidney shots are gonna be available for blood. He's just gonna have to go for cheap shots. And evasion available for blood. Oniyu's just gonna back up for a second. Do as much damage as he can without having to touch blood in terms of evasion. Mally stacking up onto Oniyu. Actually, blood is preventing a lot of healing for Oniyu, but a darkness is going to keep him safe for just a little bit longer. Blood doesn't have a lot of health. He's going to go for a Vantage Sheep Shot. Vantage Cloak of Shadows, actually. A Vantage Sheep Shot, but I'm confusing my abilities. It's been a long day, boys. Oniyu trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of an angle into blood. Does hit him with a glaive. That's going to be Andra Trinket keeping him afloat while meta is up. That is full meta for such a long time. Kidney shot onto Oniyu. Blood is trying to see if he can lower down his health just a little bit. Blind still available at his ace in a hole. Oniyu took quite a bit of shots. Trinket it out of the blind. His blood has nothing left in his arsenal. And down he goes to the trinkets. Very well played, but I guess a Demon Hunter? That's tough. That is tough. Next up is going to be a Vinci. Assassination this time instead of Sub. Sub already has a hard time with Demon Hunters already. Ah, Honor Duel. I like Honor Duels, boys. I love me some Honor Duels. It's going to be a bit of a bow for Oniyu and Vinci. Mutual respect out of both of these two champions of the arena. Cheap shot onto Oniyu as Vinci trying to get himself cheap shot into a kidney shot with a Crucible in there. Double Crucible onto Oniyu. Got himself full stuns. That's going to be turned around with a stun by Oniyu. Unable to really quite... Oh, Maledict. He sent a Mally at him at the very end. Oniyu is pressured by the Mally quite hard. So he actually didn't get any heals back at all. and a blind to follow. Eventually just want to make sure he has himself a clean setup, which is on EU. This is Avinci's game to lose. Did get hit a little bit with a a little bit of that immolation aura. But the last man left is going to be Purda. As long as Avinci has Cloak of Shadows and Vanish, he's good to go. He could definitely beat a Fire Mage. Mark for and Venom, and down goes on EU. Very well played. It's going to be Purda up next. Not letting Avinci get away scot-free with that one. Caught a couple of Pyroblasts to the face. Burning up, sizzling. Is going to mount up immediately. Try to get him into a Frost Nova, but that Garrote is going to lock out the mage for a moment. Needs to get a breath up and running. Going to be a killing shot right before the breath comes in. And Avinci trying to get some damage. Trigger coming out for Purda as a Mally rolls in onto Avinci. Purda unable to really get himself a lot of value damage on Avinci. Does use a cloak a little bit early maybe, with advantage to follow to get your full reset. Purda needs a breath. He needs to get the breath mint. He needs to get the cinnamon breath onto the rogue. Let's have a trinket if things go bad. Garrote is going to lock him out. Definitely going to have that cheap shot, kindred shot if needed. Crucibles to follow. Purda not looking all that good in this situation right now. Mark for the Venom is going to see, oh, that Cauterize did use a Crucible on himself defensively coming out of the Ice Block with a Cauterize. That's rough. That is a little rough. So Avinci is going to have to be able to, he's going to just have to wait until that sap is fully worn off. Unless he's able to get open early with a Garrote as he picks up the eye. Cheap shot to follow. Very DR'd actually. Purda got himself quite a bit of damage. Avinci doesn't have a Cloak of Shadows actually. He has nothing left. Smoke Bomb as he gets himself in a breath. It's going to be Crucible to follow. Pyroblast coming out. Avinci can still go down here. Trying to get a bit of damage. No! He actually gets an interrupt on that Scorch. If Purda just had any more Instacast, that would have been the game. That was so close, man. That was so close. Haha! That was crazy. Let's go. I like that one. That was good. Oh my god. Let's go, boys. Let's go. What a good looking group of people. Dow pals. Dow pals are hot. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, my man? How you doing, my dude? Assassination Resident Sleeper. Yeah. You guys seen a couple of assassinations today, haven't you? You guys seen a few of them. A few hundred, what feels like. Alrighty, boys. We have 5 ready. Only 1 rogue. Also new people. Should we get 1 more? We done skip for the night, boys. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Because I'm hungry, dude. I'm hungry. I want to get some food. And then I want to go for keys. Because I got some keys to do. Actually, yeah. I don't have a tank main. Yeah. I can try on the scuff. What? The one we're taking? Nah, we gotta call it here, boys. We gotta call it here. I did promise the guys with my Mythic Plus group that I was gonna do some keys right after 7, and it's 7 or 8. I gotta grab some food real quick. I did make prior promises to commitments. Next time I'll tell them like I can do keys at 8, so I can hang out with you guys a little bit later after the stream, or I might be able to just really enjoy my dinner afterwards. Yeah, we're gonna do more next week, boys, for sure. I'm gonna let them know next time, man. But again, prior commitment. Sorry, Ghost Con, dude. I just saw ya. Would have been my first. I'm so sorry, my guy. You know how much I love hanging out with you guys on these duels. I've done streams where we go for like 3.5 hours, just duels back to back. But I do want to make sure I'm staying to my commitments. Because I would feel bad flaking on them, dude. I told them ahead of time, like, yo, I got some keys. But it would feel so bad flaking. Alright, boys. You guys are more than welcome to actually queue against each other if you just want to still have fun with it. But I'm going to be calling it. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are fucking beautiful. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go have some food real quick. Literally 1 minute eat. Jump into some keys. Get some alt stuff done. And I'll see you guys all next stream here, boys. Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming by, boys. You were beautiful today, NA. Loving it. I'll see you guys next stream. Peace.